It's a beautiful afternoon here at Target Field in Minneapolis for the rubber game of this three-game series between the Astros and the Twins. And CSN Houston brings it all your way. Hi, everybody. Alan Ashby and Jeff Blum with you as we get set to conclude this series with the Twins, a game apiece. Yesterday is not so nice for the Astros. Just one of those games you sweep away and forget about it.
Yeah, throw that one in the trash can. Show up today, start over a little bit new. And hopefully they had a good dinner last night, and they're ready to go today.
Colin McHugh goes to the mound today. A guy who maybe a month and a half ago you would say Colin McHugh, but right now he's been really one of the leading pitchers on this staff.
Yeah, he's turned into Colin McNumber 2 because Dallas Keuchel taking over that ace spot for the Houston Astros, and now Colin McHugh probably in a pretty good spot, and I'm sure the Astros are thankful to have him going out there doing a great job on the road this year. 2-1 on the road with a 1.33 ERA in his 4 starts. But after yesterday's game, getting blown out 8-0, offense stymied a little bit, pitching didn't do extremely well, but I'm sure they're looking to Colin McHugh to stop this little mini funk they're in right now and turn things around as they head into Arizona. And
Colin McHugh, as you can see, gets in good fielding position as well. Last year, while pitching with the Colorado Rockies, the numbers were not so glittering for Colin, but this year, amazing. And I think that strikeout column is the one that jumps out.
Pretty impressive. In 2013, 11 strikeouts on the season. He comes into this season, 2014, 54 strikeouts, averaging almost 10 per 9 innings, and that opponent batting average dropping 200 points. It's pretty darn impressive.
Coming up, the television crew has been badly mistreated here at Target Field, and it's time to stand up for ourselves and right the egregious wrong. Julia Morales joins us in our quest for respect when we return. Comcast Sportsnet's presentation of Houston Astros baseball is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box and try Jack's new Blazing Chicken Sandwich. It's Jack's hottest sandwich yet.
Comcast Sportsnet, the Astros and Twins playing in the final game of a 3-game set, and we bring you inside the press media dining. Minnesota left a really good impression on us last year. It was the Astros' first time at Target Field. They were so nice until we returned a couple of days ago and found this picture. my guys aren't very happy either. I'm going to bring in Jeff Blum and Alan Ashby. Let's look at this picture together. We've got the Astros radio broadcasters taking a picture with the ladies of the press dining room, and they look so happy. Guys, we're not happy about this, are we?
No, I'm a little concerned. You know, how do the TV guys not get on here? But this tells me one thing, that in order to qualify for this picture, you had to go back 5 or 6 times and kill that spread.
A lot of sucking up to get a free meal around here. That's all I've got to say.
This is the only 3 pictures right here. I'm going to bring in, come over here. We need to speak with you two. The Astros TV broadcasters would like to know why they weren't worthy of a picture for the press dining. What happened here?
Well, last year, our radio guys came in and they won our hearts. And, you know, I said to the TV guys, what can you do to match that? And they didn't have an answer.
So we just tipped large. They gave you hugs and kisses. I see.
Apparently this isn't based on looks either.
Now, you guys have a chance to, redeem yourself.
Okay.
So, what, can you sing? Can you dance?
Not a bit, no.
But really, the radio guys they had come in early in the, earlier in the day, and honestly, we didn't know that they were the radio. We actually thought maybe they were the TV. So
you stooped
we
lower
felt
than
bad,
you normally would.
and we're like, come on, you guys are so nice. Let's take a picture. We like to make every team when they come into the Twin Cities, we like to make them welcome. And that's why we started.
Let's take a group picture right now. Let's get together. Come in. We're going to smile for the camera and take a group picture right here. Here we go. And we're smiling. Thank y'all so much. Coming up, Astros and Twins wrap up a 3-game series here in Minneapolis. Colin McHugh on the mound. Don't go anywhere. While first pitch in the lineups next.
Back in Minneapolis, Target Field is the site of Game 3 here in the series. Astros winning the first one. The Twins won yesterday handily, and now both clubs trying to pick a way to win it. The Astros have had 4 consecutive series in which they have had at least a split, so they're trying to make it 5 now with a game this gorgeous afternoon in Minneapolis. It was kind of an ugly day yesterday, but it's turned right back around. Just perfect for the guys on the field, and guys in the dugout having a good time as we speak. They draw very well here at Target Field, although the numbers have dropped off a bit. But on this Sunday afternoon, it looks like they're going to be pretty close to filled up. The Astros with their lineup today, presented as always by Jack in the Box, will look something like this. At top of the batting order, Dexter Fowler in center. At second base, Jose Altuve. And in right, George Springer. It's a little bit different today. John Singleton moves into the cleanup spot. He's at first base. 5 hitters, Matt Dominguez at third. And in left field, Robbie Grossman. The bottom 3, Chris Carter. He's the DH. Doing the catching, Carlos Corcoran. And at shortstop, Jonathan Villar back in there with that sore arm.
For the Minnesota Twins, it's going to be 30-year-old right-hander Samuel Deduno out of La Romana of the Dominican Republic. See his numbers on the season. Worked out of the bullpen early on here in 2014. He will be making his 7th start. It'll be his 2nd career start against the Astros. He started last year and lost to the Astros, going 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. Going up against Jared Cozart. He's going to feature a cutter, curveball, fastball, changeup, a little bit of everything. Not a high velocity guy, hovering around 90 miles an hour.
Sam Deduno out of the Dominican Republic. And Dexter Fowler, man, has he been getting on base lately and swinging the bat well.
Yeah, he does a great job. We knew going into having Dexter Fowler be an Astro that his on-base percentage was going to be quite high, but we actually get a chance to watch it on an everyday basis, and his command of the strike zone is pretty impressive. Lays off a lot of tough pitches on the edges, but when those pitches flutter around that strike zone, he does a good job of putting them in play. In the last 27 games, almost on base 48% of the time, which is a pretty impressive clip, and that average jumping up there too.
Driving in a few runs as well. He hasn't shown a whole lot of a running game. 6 stolen bases on the year, but look at the walks. 27 walks in the last 27 games, and a big part of what enables him to get on base so steadily. He'll lead it off, and an on-base percentage on the season at .391 for Dexter Fowler. So we're underway. 1 ball and no strikes on Dexter. 5-game hitting streak in tow, and he takes a strike. 112, the official start of play today. 69 degrees. A little breeze out of the east. Deduno's pitch lined down the right field side, but hooks a bit foul. Dexter Fowler just continues swinging it well. That batting average at .274. Mentioned the .391 on base. A higher on base percentage than the slugging mark. .381 with that slugging figure. Just impressive stuff, and now back in that leadoff spot in the order. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That stomach virus he had early in the season just seemed to suck the life out of him, literally. Looked a little bit thinner, amazingly enough, for Dexter Fowler, but in those last 27 games, got that strength back and doing a great job at the top of the lineup.
And now, like you say, Blummer, he takes and finds himself with a full count, and that's helped him in so many regards. Yes, he draws the walks, and it sets him up for a lot of fastballs to be able to hit. Gets a fastball, puts it on the ground to second. Dozier to his left with the play, and out number 1 here on the afternoon.
Great at bat nonetheless for the leadoff guy for the Astros as we look around Target Field and see who's playing behind Deduno around the outfield. Josh Willingham in left. Danny Santana swung the bat well yesterday in center field. Eduardo Nunez making an appearance in right field. Around the infield, you've got Proof, Escobar, Dozier, Parmalee at first base as Joe Mauer gets this day game off, and Josmiel Pinto working behind the plate.
Brings up Jose Altuve with a 6-game hitting streak. And that first pitch on Jose, like on Dexter Fowler, a ball. So 1-0 the count. Jose hasn't been what he would call hot recently, and yet he continues to get his hits. This guy is just plain having a great season.
Big hit in that first game for an RBI.
Funny, hanging around the batting cage with him a couple of days ago, he was almost apologetic about the fact that he's not swinging the bat very well right now. You know, and as former players, for us, it's wow, when you're not swinging the bat well and you're still getting hits, that's what's impressive. And now he gets drilled with a fastball that wasn't even close. Jose Altuve might be trying to get the breath back in the lungs.
Yeah, that's not a good spot to get hit. I don't care how hard the ball's thrown. I mean, you get dosed between the numbers. It's almost worse when you see it coming at you right there. He knows it's coming at him, but clips him in that upper right trap.
You know, that's got the impression of an intention pitch. Now, I don't know if Diduno is this wild, but that's not good. Jose Altuve leads the league in stolen bases.
I was just going to say, this is the last guy you want to hit and put on base because he's going to take off immediately probably.
Well, exactly. Does not go on the first pitch. George Springer in that 3 spot now. And though he has not been hot with the bat of late, he still gets his hits. And hanging in the 3 spot. And you figure this is where we're likely to see George Springer for a long time to come. The 4 spot, a bit in question, but now John Singleton is hitting cleanup. And if he is able to swing the bat reasonably, you would figure that's where he will lock in. 3 and 4 now, along with Jose Altuve, whether it's in the 1 spot or the 2 spot, starting to be fixtures in this lineup for Houston.
Bo Porter showing a fearlessness of putting rookies in that 4-hole. Saw George Springer do it early on when he first got called up. Didn't go exactly as planned, I'm sure. But now it's Singleton's shot. Normally you don't see that with a youngster in that 4-hole. That's a lot of pressure to be putting on a kid, even though some people would consider the Astros still trying to find their way a little bit. But hitting in that 4-hole in the big leagues, put a big target on your back.
So is that your reaction? Maybe surprise?
I am. Yeah. And, you know, and when George Springer was hitting 4-hole and talking to some opposing managers, they were a little surprised to see such a young kid in that 4-hole.
2 balls, no strikes. Altuve with 21 stolen bases. I will say my reaction is maybe a little bit of surprise, but also applause, because I want to see this batting order kind of get together the way we're likely to see it for a long time, and do it as soon as possible. We'll see. I don't know how it's going to work out. I like the swings that I've seen from Singleton so far. Half swing going through his Springer. Altuve unable to get a jump. Again, 21 stolen bases, caught just 3 times for Jose. That leads the American League. He's 3 stolen bases in front of second place Jacoby Ellsbury, who has 18. He's gone by Rajai Davis. He's been stuck at 16. And Altuve goes. Swing and a miss by Springer. Throw down not nearly in time. And knocking it down. Dozier doing a nice job. So stolen base number 22 for Altuve.
Watch him lean. Great jump. He's got good instincts over there reading those pitchers as soon as they make that first move, taking off for second.
Now he's becoming almost an impossible guy to throw out. See a lot of the throws quite late down to second base. Count is 2-2 on Springer. Just the first inning. Slider grounded foul. That's the 3rd stolen base allowed by Diduno in just 3 tries against him on the season. So though it's 100%, you also have to factor in that not many guys have tested him. And now 3-2 on Springer. So Astros hitters are forcing the counts deep. George Springer in game 1 here in this series hit a very impressive opposite field home run on a tough pitch down and away. That was his 11th on the season. He leads the club in that category, leads in RBIs with 34, and now Springer steps back. The Astros are now second in the American League in stolen bases. That's number 46 for the club as Springer takes ball 4, puts a lot of speed on the base paths as it brings up the cleanup man starting today, John Singleton.
Astros doing a good job with their at-bats as you get a chance to look at what Duno's done this year, and he came up or made the ball club as a reliever. Low ERA, 18 2/3 innings pitched, and he has 18 Ks, 1 strikeout per inning. Walk numbers, not all that great, but I'm sure. Well, I'm actually not sure. I don't know what he was doing out of the bullpen because those strikeout numbers are that much higher. He's throwing about 91 miles an hour, not much heat on that. But I wonder sometimes when you put those guys out there in the bullpen, they have a tendency to hump up a little bit, knowing those stints on the mound are going to be a little bit shorter.
First pitch in for a strike and up in the strike zone. So Singleton lets it pass. Yeah, I think that's probably my reaction. A lot better strikeout rate as a relief pitcher. That's that 1-2 inning stint where you just hump up. The speed of Altuve at second, Springer at first. And now a 1-1 count on Singleton. The Astros have become a rather intriguing club offensively. They have 65 home runs. We've mentioned they're second in terms of stolen bases on the year. The 65 dingers are 6th in the league, but they're close. Other than Toronto, who's just run out and hit in terms of home runs, 89 of them. The other clubs in those top 6 spots, all within striking distance of each other. Oakland, Chicago, the Angels, Baltimore, and Houston. And the Astros 4 dingers in front of Detroit. The Astros continue to bring up the basement in terms of batting average, just a couple of points behind Seattle. Springer hits it on the ground, should be 2. Dozier to Escobar on the Parmalee, and the inning-ending double play, 4-6-3. So the Astros get a couple of base runners and leave one. We're scoreless after a half an inning of play. Astros fans on hand here, soaking in the sun in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's beautiful. From yesterday, leadoff man for the Minnesota Twins, Danny Santana, had himself an afternoon. In fact, he's had a series. Had 4 hits yesterday, 7 now in the series, and he's just hitting them where they ain't. So that's Danny Santana. That lineup for the Twins this afternoon will feature Santana in the leadoff spot. He'll be followed by second baseman Brian Dozier and third baseman Trevor Plouffe. In the cleanup spot, it's Josh Willingham. He's in left. The DH Oswaldo Arcia, he's back in action after missing the first 2 games, did pinch hit yesterday. In right field, Eduardo Nunez, Chris Parmalee at first, doing the catching, Osmil Pinto, and at shortstop, Eduardo Escobar. And we're set for the first pitch from Colin McHugh this afternoon, and he brings it right through the heart of the plate for a strike. I was intrigued listening to the comments of the skipper of the Twins, Ron Gardenhire, talking about the adjustments being made by Danny Santana, that he's doing okay.
Nice.
And he almost comes up with another knock here. The next one would be number 8 in the series, but for a great play by Matt Dominguez.
Elevation. Playing in like that on a possible bunt situation on Santana. That was a quick adjustment by Matt Dominguez to elevate and snag this line drive.
This guy's hanging out line shots all over the place.
So the only way you're going to get him out is by making a dazzling play.
So Matt Dominguez with the game's first rebound. 1 out. It brings up Brian Dozier, who takes a strike on the outside edge. Let's see if it looks any different, any more impressive in the slow-mo.
The only bad part about that slow-mo is it gives you a good idea how far off the ground he didn't get.
Yeah, it does. It does, doesn't it?
Great play nonetheless.
How about
Quick
that
reaction.
How about that curveball that we keep seeing from Colin McHugh?
He's got a good one.
0-2 pitch, slider. Popped up on the infield. Jonathan Villar has never seen a pop-up he doesn't love, and he makes the play. Second out here in the first.
Colin McHugh's numbers on the season, making his ninth start, doing a great job. 2.52 ERA. And if you take that one start against Seattle where he scuffled a little bit, it jumps under all the way underneath 2.0 on that ERA, but doing a great job. That opponent batting average actually leads the American League at 187.
Well, that's how impressive he's been.
He has, and I think he's the right guy to have start after that game yesterday.
Misses the strike zone on Trevor Plouffe. You know, Dallas Keuchel is clearly, I think for both of us, the ace of the staff right now. But Colin McHugh is not far behind the way he's pitched.
Yeah, the way both those guys are throwing right now, I think you'd be pretty comfortable with either one of those guys to start out a series. Or finish off a series and give your team a chance to win the series.
On the 2-0, spots it well and gets a big swing. Longest current scoreless streaks now. Chad Qualls suddenly becomes the closer and becomes Mr. Lockdown. That fastball either simply got away from Colin McHugh or was a bit of a response to a fastball that Jose Altuve saw drill him in the back.
His arm angle dropped a little bit. Ball ran on him big time.
And a walk. So we pump him up enough that he walks the third hitter, Plouffe, bringing up the cleanup man, Josh Willingham. Willingham, a 305 mark with 4 homers. He's driven in 13. Power hitter and around the game for a long time. That fastball kind of got away from Colin, trying to hit the outside edge.
Never really had to see him work from behind, losing hitters. With the 2 times that he did give up a couple runs, that big bomb to Adam Dunn in Minute Maid, he was falling behind in counts, moving into hitters' counts
in that inning, and he had been pitching very well against the White Sox. He walked a man with 1 out and then hit a man. At that point fell behind on Adam Dunn 2-0 before Dunn launched one, and really that was the undoing of Colin McHugh in that game. And the reason why the numbers, when you look back, don't look that good, but look deeper, it was actually a pretty strong outing, obviously, until that point. 2 balls and a strike now on Willingham. 35-year-old outfielder. He's played with the Marlins and the Nationals, even the Oakland A's before coming to Minnesota. Now in his 3rd season with the Twins. And the count evens at 2-2. You can see McHugh fairly quick on the mound, keeps the running game fairly tame. That's well spotted.
It's a great pitch, late break on that slider. Ooh. Wow. Good pitch.
In fact, only 3 stolen base attempts on McHugh for the season, 1 successful. Yeah, that's a great location.
It's crossing the plate at a decent spot. It doesn't end up in a great spot. But
go all the way to the front of the plate,
man,
and take your guess. Does that get bottom of the knees?
I believe.
3-2 pitch, runner on the move, slider got him. That's what Colin McHugh can do. He can throw any pitch, any count, and he's done it very successfully. We played an inning as Matt Dominguez gets up off of Mother Earth. Scoreless game. Game after 1. The Astros made a roster move today, recalling left-hand pitcher Rudy Owens from AAA Oklahoma City, and he takes the spot now of Paul Clemens, the right-hander who pitched yesterday and not very successfully. Clemens has been optioned back to Oklahoma City, trying to iron out some obvious problems. Yeah,
Thor is back.
That's who Rudy Owens comes in. The glove. What does it say? The hammer, or
the hammer of Thor.
Hammer of Thor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, when he was playing winter ball, that's who some of the locals felt that he looked like, and he does. I tell you what, he is a beast of a human being. Matt Dominguez leads off here in the second, takes a strike. It's 1-1. He's a strong-looking fellow, isn't he?
Yeah, strapping.
And he comes with that legend of having wrestled and defeated an alligator, and I don't think a gator had a chance against him. Dominguez hits a fly ball to right field. Moving to his right is Nunez to make the play, and the first out here in the second.
Is that part of the offseason training, going out and wrestling, or should I say wrestling? Wrestling gators?
Well, if it's not, I think it should be. And if he ever becomes a pitching coach, this game is going to change.
I'm going to have to check his shoes on the plane. See if he's got any alligator skin boots.
Well, you have to know how to tan the hide and work it from that point. So,
well, if you're wrestling, you got to know how to tan the hide, don't you? Part of the process.
Well, you know, we'll take it step by step, I guess. He's still a youngster. 1 ball and no strikes on Robbie Grossman, moving up in the batting order. What do you think of today's batting order?
Interesting. We've seen that DH spot rotate a little bit, and I think Bo Porter's trying to look for that right mix and that continuity, but he doesn't have a problem with that 1 through 6.
You know what he's doing a bit is blending the right and left-handed bats, and that could be a one-day kind of a thing. You and Steve Sparks having
oh yeah, he keeps posting notes on our window in between us with gummy bears, but I'll read the part that we can on air. It says, just seen on eBay by Lowell, their engineer that works over there, Lowell Matheny. Got Jeff Blum ball he's got for sale for $17.99. Sorry, Robbie. I know this is your AB, and we should be totally pumping you up, kid. But Steve Sparks' ball is up there for $13.99. But here's the one Bo Porter's interested in. The Alan Ashby ball. $9.99 or best offer.
Best offer. And nothing less than 99 cents.
You just got to pay for postage.
Well,
Steve. He should really focus on his radio broadcasts.
Man needs to learn to accept the realities. That's all I've got to say. Robbie Grossman draws the 1-out walk.
Good AB by Robbie. And just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller Time later in the game today, brought to you by Miller Lite. Ooh-wee.
That's a second walk already issued now by Samuel Deduno, and he's also hit a man. So the Astros have had 3 base runners. They've also grounded into a double play. That was John Singleton to end the first. Chris Carter gets that DH role today and hits a line shot to left field, but backing to make the play is Willingham. Nice play on that line drive right over his head.
Good grief, you want Chris Carter to catch a break.
Yeah.
That ball was scalded out there to left field. It's not an easy play. You see Willingham doing a little bit of a karaoke move. Does a good job making a play on it.
Karaoke move.
Yeah, you haven't done that in warm-ups. It's not that you don't sing while you do it. You just get those hips moving. A little crossover, a little plyometric exercise to get you loose. Turn the hips, get the knees up.
That's why my ball isn't as valuable as yours.
Could
have
be.
all those moves down.
Got to have the moves to go with the ball.
Carlos Corporon has the moves. He's batting in the 8th spot today. Yeah, I'm with you. Chris Carter has had his struggles, and he's a prince of a guy, and we're rooting for him, but a lot of the line drives finding gloves. Corporon with a 1-ball and no strike count, hitting 190 on the year. Deduno is 2-3 on his year and a 3.83 ERA, so he's pitched well. Brings the fastball for a strike. Just 89 miles an hour. You think of Colin McHugh as being the guy who doesn't throw overly hard, and yet he's quite steadily been 90 to 92.
Yeah, and I looked it up. In 2012, throwing about 90 miles an hour. 2013, same thing, 90 miles an hour. All of a sudden, he's averaging 92 miles an hour this year in 2014.
So we got to give him more than this 90 to 92 range, because he's a bit above that.
Yeah, he's pretty consistent too. We've even seen him reach back in that 93, 94 when he's had it.
So we'll call it 92 to 94 for Colin this year.
92 and a hook. Yeah, that's pretty impressive stuff. But I don't know if it's a mechanical thing or if he's had it in there and Strom's brought it out in him. Because Strom's had a pretty good influence on some of these pitchers here for the Astros.
Great influence to this point. 2-1 pitch is fouled. And we've mentioned that Colin McHugh pitched at Colorado last year, and a lot of people have said, well, in that thin air you can't throw a good breaking ball. Maybe that's so. I don't really know. But if that's true, wouldn't you also possibly gain velocity?
Yeah, there's less friction in the air.
Yeah.
You know, the friction is what creates that curveball. And if you don't, then that ball's got to be moving a little bit quicker through the atmosphere.
Certainly didn't play out that way last year for Colin. 2-2 pitch, again fouled off that same spot as the folks are getting peppered in the seats.
I wonder how much of that's mental in Colorado, too.
Yeah. Well, you remember when Mike Hampton went there initially? He pitched very well. And people thought, well, you get a really good pitcher in there and they can make it happen. But then it crumbled.
And maybe it's that one outing that says, oh, no, here we go. I'm in that Colorado air and I don't have it anymore. But, yeah, I've seen some really good pitchers go through there and get raked.
Grossman goes. The pitcher ball. The throw, not a good one, into center field. And digging for third is Grossman. It'll be a stolen base and an E2 as Pinto just simply errantly throws into second base.
Kind of picking on Pinto back there, making a spot start on this weekend. Not a bad pitch to run on. A little bit of a cutter. Looked like a decent exchange, but pretty awful grip. See this ball tailed towards that right field side, and there's no chance. Dozier nowhere to be seen backing up. That ball getting into center, and Astros playing with a little more urgency today.
Yeah.
Looks like great at bats, aggressive on the base paths.
2 stolen bases already. Altuve picked up his 22nd. This is number 3 for Robbie Grossman. Counted 3-2 on Corcoran, and he taps one foul.
And I think that's a really good spot for Robbie Grossman to run on a 2-2 count with 2 outs. You get down to second base, you're in scoring position. Throw gets away. Now he's 90 feet away, but still a good spot for Carlos Corcoran to be in. 3-2, 2 outs, and a man on third.
Well, he also did it with 2 strikes on the hitter Corp, and a lot of times that's kind of a let's either take it here and let Corp reset things for next inning.
Yeah, that's the worst case scenario. Is you get thrown out and Corcoran leads off the next inning. No big deal.
Corp just continues to foul him off. It's 3-2. A little brisker pace here this afternoon than we had yesterday.
Yeah, these guys seem to want the ball a little bit more than the pitchers we saw yesterday. Even though Gibson pitched great, when guys got on base, things really slowed down. 2
hours to play 4 innings. There's a hot shot into right field on the broken bat. That'll drive in a run as Robbie Grossman crosses. It's 1-0 Houston. RBI single, Carlos Corcoran. Number 11 driven in for Carlos.
Attaboy Corp. He wasn't about to take in a 3-2 count. Kind of a nasty pitch down and in with that slider / cutter. Gets enough on it to shoot it through there. Kind of interesting. That ball wasn't hit awful. Bat destroys itself.
Yeah, you'd have to say that ball must have caught pretty close to the sweet spot on the barrel.
Well, I found, I'm assuming that's a maple bat because of the way it broke, but a lot of these maple bats, for whatever reason, you get them around the label and they have a tendency to just implode and go all over the place, as opposed to ash bats might hold their integrity a little bit better.
Yeah, the ash bats at least used to kind of hang together as if they were stickier somehow.
Yeah, I don't know what it has to do with the grains, but you can see that one a little more towards that label. Label's usually in the middle of the bat.
1-0 on VR, who fouls it back with a good swing. Jonathan VR has had a miserable time, hitting 193. Recently got hit in the arm and has been quite swollen up, unable to throw, but came out and threw here yesterday and gets himself in the lineup. Jonathan wants to play. He's had just 1 hit over the last 10 games in which he's played. Pops it up on the right side. Barmely to the dugout, runs out of room.
That fan brought his skillet to the game.
Not Doug Rader.
Oh, that was awfully sweet. Some humanity in the stands today.
Doug Rader once famously took infield with the San Diego Padres with a skillet and a short order chef's cap on after their owner had referred to his players as short order cooks.
Oh boy.
Good swing by Jonathan again. 1-2.
Oh, here we go. Break it down. Not a bad position. Why, clanked it off both. Want to get those hands a little bit closer together. Create a nice little basket. A couple opportunities on this thing. What's excuse me, sir, what are you waving at? Brownie's enjoying the game.
What on earth do you mean by that?
Had the pose.
Here's the 1-2. VR takes close outside.
That Exmo comes in handy, doesn't it? That's great stuff. It gives you a chance to really focus on the play.
Don't try to get yourself off the spot.
Kind of expand and see what else is going on out there. That's good stuff.
Oh, boy. Ground ball back up the middle. Right there's the shortstop. He'll go to first base rather than stepping on the bag and get the out on VR. That does it for Houston, but they get the game's first run and lead 1-0.
Target Field, bottom 1-0, excuse me. Astros on top over the Twins, and Comcast Business takes us inside the game. We're getting a closer look at the guy on the mound. Collin McHugh goes back to work, who's facing the Twins for the very first time. Doesn't know many of these American League teams. In fact, has never faced one up until he was called up this year, and told me that the advantage could be on his side. There's a lot more video out there on hitters than there is on him right now. And then to start his career up here with the Astros, he was really relying on his catchers, Corporon, Castro, to just call the game, get him through it. But here recently, he feels much more comfortable in his pitches, and days that he's got a strength he wants to go with a little bit more, he will use it, guys.
Thanks a lot, Julia. Nice insights on Collin McHugh, a guy who is really locked in, and I have a feeling he's being quite generous. I frankly like when a pitcher follows a catcher, but I also like a pitcher who knows what he wants on the hill, and get the feeling that Collin McHugh kind of has that feel.
We've already seen a great slider from him. Throws it firm in the 86, 87 mile an hour area. Willingham had a tough time with it, and then the curveball is what's been impressive to back up that 92 mile an hour fastball, because it allows him to elevate that heater in the top of the zone and then come back with a breaking ball.
Oswaldo Arcia at the plate did not start in the last couple of days. He came off a game in which he hit a grand slam, but he was also picked off at second base and turned an ankle, and so he's been hurting quite a bit. Did pinch hit yesterday. That fastball just thrown on by, or is that the change?
That's a little bit of a cut slider almost. Yeah. Seeing a lot later break on that pitch.
The 1-2 taken, strike three called. Arcia, who's a very dangerous hitter, caught looking. Second strikeout for Collin McHugh, and the first out here in the second.
Got that hammer going. Great pitch. There it is again. Good breaking ball. Throws it to righties or lefties, but that elevated fastball is what's been sneaky. I think a lot of teams weren't anticipating McHugh throwing around that 92, 93 mile an hour area. Does a good job of setting up all those other pitches, but that series against Los Angeles did a great job with that curveball.
Eduardo Nunez at the plate. He's the shortstop and takes the breaking ball for a strike. McHugh will start you with any one of the pitches, and that curveball just hasn't been hit much. Frankly, his slider has dominated hitters as well. Trying to bunt his way aboard is Nunez, and the count now at 0-2.
It's tough to do with that bat back towards your
hands.
9 Ks. That's a beautiful line, that one he had against Kansas City. 5 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 9 Ks. Threw a lot of pitches in that Angels start. Still qualified for the win.
Pitch is hammered deep down the left side, but hooked foul.
That's what you do with a hanger. Corpy going out saying don't do that again.
Let's see if we can stay away from that pitch. I want to go back to what we talked about briefly on the pregame. 54 strikeouts in 50 innings for Collin McHugh as we watch the blast, but you can see how far foul this ball was. Just a noisy foul ball. Fastball perfectly spotted. Caught looking is Nunez, and he needs to go back and take a peek at that video. That was perfection by Collin McHugh.
Yeah, hopefully he turned around to the home plate umpire Ted Barrett and said, I really wasn't looking for that, and he made a better pitch. So good call.
I mean, you watch that video, that ball appeared to get white plenty.
Kind of plays into what you were talking about, Ash, with the strikeouts. 50 innings, 54 strikeouts. Leave right at a 9.7 strikeouts per 9 innings.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal, and you can't say one pitch is picking them all up. He's just used them all well.
Showing a good mix.
Ted Barrett, the crew chief, is the home plate umpire today. And Ted Barrett, with Collin McHugh on the hill, should be able to throw up that right arm quite a bit. Nice play by one of the fans down the left side.
At 9.72 strikeouts per 9 inning. That gets him 6th in the American League.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. And when he came up and pitched that game, it was a spot start. It was a, hey, can you fill this gap real quick for us? Do your best, and then we're going to send you back, I think is what they were assuming. But proven to be a mainstay here in this rotation.
And you and I were there when Colin McHugh showed up on the bus. And he said, well, I just found out last night that I'm starting today's game. So
I thought he was one of the data analysts.
Isn't that something? He's not built like your typical ball player. Pitch fouled back. It's 2-2. Yeah, I think we went up and said hi and found out who he was, and probably the same surprise for both of us. Off speed is grounded foul. Chris Parmelee, the hitter, hitting just 161. Does have some pop, 3 dingers. Yeah, it's been just a very impressive ride so far with Colin McHugh.
Those two guys right there, Dallas Keuchel.
And the fastball up and picks up the strikeout, 92 miles an hour. 4 consecutive strikeouts now for Colin McHugh. He leads it 1-0 after 2.
One to nothing over the Twinkies. And Father's Day. Enjoy a Father's Day picnic on the field in Minute Maid Park on June 15th after the 1:10 p.m. game against the Tampa Bay Rays. Admission includes a game ticket, post-game picnic buffet in the outfield, autograph session, and much more. For tickets, visit astros.com/picnic.
Does it include donuts from Minnesota?
I don't know. Donuts in a nacho helmet.
Wow.
Could be interesting.
Now the first pitch here in the 3rd inning. Sails up and away on Dexter Fowler. The Astros picked up a run in the 2nd inning. They got a 1-out walk from Robbie Grossman. And out later, Robbie stole second and moved to third. Now a drive to right field, back at the wall. This one gets out. Dexter Fowler has launched his 4th on the year, and the Astros ride it to a 2-0 lead.
Be an understatement to say he's hot. Big smile and a karate chop for you after that blast.
How about Dexter Fowler? 18 ribbies now. Colin McHugh has struck out 4 in a row. The Astros on top early as they try to make it a 5th consecutive series in which they've taken no less than a split.
And this is where you got to get that glimmer of hope. As last year or over the last couple of years and even the first part of the season, when you saw those 8-0 games, and as ugly as it was yesterday for the Astros, you'd see them kind of carry over into the next game. But today, offense coming out, doing a great job jumping ahead early with that 2-run lead, and then Colin McHugh looks like he's starting to get into a groove a little bit. That's what you want to see. You want to minimize those valleys.
Last time Dexter Fowler went long ball was May 17th. There's a base hit for Altuve. These guys are still not among the best teams offensively, but they're starting to get there.
Oof. What was that hanging little cut piece right into that happy spot? You see that bat getting into a great slot as he gets that contact point and unloads.
Again, home run number 4 for Dexter. 18 ribbies. So the speed of Altuve aboard. He stole a base in the first inning after drawing or rather after being hit by a pitch and drilled thoroughly. So yeah, for Dexter, it had been a good long while. Against the White Sox, he homered on the 17th of May. And that fastball almost got a good chunk out of George Springer, and the catcher Pinto out to the mound. .54 pitches already now for Samuel Deduno.
It's turning into Samuel did not.
Yeah, Deduno is aware that Altuve leads the league in stolen bases. Or if he's not, he should be.
How about a guy that plays bigger than his stature? Altuve.
He'd be the league leader, wouldn't he?
Man, he'd have to be. What a great job.
He bluffs at first base. This pitch hit high in the air left field, not deep. Willingham coming on to make the play. Springer had the big swing but got under it. That's out number 1 here in the third.
You're exactly right, Ash. He missed it. Took a good pass at it, but just clipped it a little bit low, maybe off the end of the bat, but not a bad swing.
That home run by Fowler, by the way, Plummer, number 66 for the club, and that now ties them with Angels, White Sox, and Baltimore for 3rd in the league in home runs. Let it fly. Have a big day. John Singleton grounded into a double play that ended the first inning.
A little bit of maturity you just saw in the dugout. Some guys that snap after missing a ball like that, come back, break a bat, cussing and yelling, but he's in there talking to guys. You know, what did you see? That's a really good sign of maturation on Springer's part, going in there and talking to guys, not freaking out about it, knowing he's got a couple more ABs left in this game.
All the comments we get on George Springer are positive. The guy's got a compelling personality, a lot of fun. There goes Altuve. Great jump. Check swing is a strike. And Altuve standing up and cleaning off the uniform before the ball arrives. Second stolen base on the day. And now number 23 to lead the league.
The Astros are picking on this combination between Deduno and Pinto. But halfway there, you look at Altuve, he almost looks bored, like, oh, I guess I'll just slide because I have to.
It's a good way to stop. That's about it. Singleton with a 1-1 count.
Pulling out all the stops now. Spin move.
47 stolen bases for the club. Make that 48 as they have 3 on the afternoon. Deduno's missing a lot of pitches on that arm side. Just not finishing.
Exactly. Just that arm dragging behind the body. A lot of pitches away to Singleton. I'd like to see him shoot one up the middle.
He hammers one down the right side, way foul. Might have caught this off the end of the bat. The Astros still second to last in the league in runs per game. In fact, tied with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's Rays. What a miserable season they've had to this point. A lot of people picked them to win that American League East, and many picked them to get into the World Series and win it. They're 14 games back of first place Toronto, who's 38-25. This ball is crushed but foul. Singleton got a lot more of this one than the first one.
He's got a lot of that buggy whip to his swing.
My impression with Singleton's swing is that it's the legitimate home run type swing.
He's got those loose, quick hands.
Yeah. There would be no surprise to see him quickly become a big home run hitter. Fouls it off as he got tied up. Counted 2-2. I mean, your thoughts aside from seeing those nice loose hands and wrists?
He gives the impression that he's trying to hit the home run with every swing. I've got no problem with the power and the quickness of the swing, but I'd like to see it redirected a little more up the middle of the field.
He's out in front and strikes out, and with a little bit of what Plummer's talking about, going back up the middle, you wait on that off-speed pitch. But in this case, strikeout victim. That's the first picked up by DeDuno on the afternoon. Second out here in the third inning.
Just when you try and hit those home runs, you become a little pull heavy. Your bat is quick in the zone and quick out of the zone. And when we saw a comparison, George Springer, young guy, when he was going really well, that ball was going out the other way, and he was getting a lot of those base hits up the middle in those gaps.
I'll kind of go back to the day on the road, and I can't isolate what the day was. I believe it was Kansas City when Springer took some batting practice, kind of hitting balls back to the screen and toward right field. And that's when he suddenly locked in. Now, great success will tend to make you start putting on the show in batting practice again, but I would be thrilled to see that with Springer daily.
Kind of lost the barrel there a little bit. I'd like to see that barrel up around the shoulder, but it's so direct to where he thinks the contact point's going to be, and if it's not timed properly and on the same plane, it's going to have a tough time squaring it up.
Dominguez takes a strike. It's 2-1.
But a lot of it plays back into what you said about letting that ball travel too, Ash, is if your hands are back in a good spot to fire, you can wait a little bit longer and recognize and then fire or swing.
Two 2-0 Houston here in the third. There goes Altuve as the pitch is grounded to third. This is going to do the inning as Dominguez grounds out, but Altuve had another easy stolen base. Here's Dexter Fowler with that bomb to right field. Number 4 on the year. It's 2-0 Houston.
Third. Remember to tweet your photos using hashtag CSNHFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming broadcast. That's brought to you by AT&T. Speaking of photos, guys, just really happy we got our picture taken with the press dining ladies today. Ash, you are busted, though. Look at this. Drawing on Sparky and Robert's face. Did you get Lowell, too?
Oh, yeah.
Julia, I don't know.
He's not discriminatory. He's getting everybody in there.
No, they all have to pay the price. I don't know why you want to bust me, though, after I just did what you told me to go do. See, Julia just bails. Once she's nailed, she bails.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
No, Ash got that bus driver's license, and he's abusing it.
Yeah.
Just throwing everybody under it.
Well, the Astros are abusing things. They lead it 2-0. Whose side are you on, Blummer? Oh, I know. Why did I ask that question?
Got to protect the innocent.
Yeah. Yeah, like I had any reason to ask
the whole
that.
elevator ride down, you were saying, I'm going to draw all over this thing. I can't wait. I had to talk you out of using the Sharpie.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
Sparky's eyeballing us again.
2-2 the count. Josmiel Pinto hitting .221 on the year, 7 home runs, and now a full count. Both pitchers on occasions anyway today missing on that arm side. McHugh seldom in doing so. Colin has been sharp with the curveball, the slider effective, and a very good fastball. There's the little slider. He gets the pop fly down the left field side. The glasses of the shortstop VR just shining as he makes the play. And out number 1 here in the 3rd inning.
Take a look back at that last inning from Colin McHugh when he did such a great job. A couple of looking punch outs. Backdoor breaking ball to Arcia. Paint that fastball away when necessary. And then just throw that high rising heater right on by, guys. When you're feeling good, you're looking good.
Just another motto from Jeff Blum.
It's usually the other way around. I look good before I feel good.
Billy Crystal used to say on Saturday Night Live, it's better to look good than to feel good. Can't remember the name of the character he was playing. A ball and a strike. 9-hitter Eduardo Escobar at the plate. Backdoor little cutter, perfectly placed. If you're a pitcher and you've been struggling and you want to figure out how to turn things around, this would be good video to watch. Fastball just pumped through there and on by Escobar. Strikeout number 5 for Colin McHugh. That's 2 down.
Watch Corcoran's glove. Move maybe a half inch.
Not out of necessity.
That's pretty good control right there.
Well, that's been really good watching Colin McHugh pitch. Total focus. Doesn't panic in any situation. Just locks in. Every once in a while, that pitch getting away on the arm side.
That was a little bit of a changeup, and he doesn't throw that pitch very often. But throwing it to a guy like Santana, who lined out to third base on a great play by Dominguez, had 4 hits last night. This guy's locked in, so you got to mix it up a little bit. But then comes right back in the zone, catching that outside corner.
Colin McHugh is yet to yield a hit to the Twins, thanks in good part to Matt Dominguez getting up the ladder at least to the 2nd step as he caught a line drive from Santana in the 1st inning.
Do you ever have those pitchers where they have great stuff, but if you just took the brain out of it and said, throw whatever I put down as soon as you see it, just go?
Yep.
Because Colin McHugh seems like a guy who wants to get in that rhythm.
Sometimes you can't get guys to take that leap of faith. Here's a little soft liner over the head of VR into left field. So there's the first hit of the afternoon for these Minnesota Twins. Comes with 2 outs and brings up second baseman Brian Dozier.
Sometimes as a hitter, you tip your cap to the pitcher for making a fantastic pitch, and there's nothing I can do about it. But in this situation, you got to tip your cap to Santana, who's on fire. And this is what happens when you're swinging the bat well. You're on these pitches, and you spoil a great pitch from Colin McHugh.
Right off the end of the bat.
There goes that no-hitter you were talking about.
Are you going to try to blame me now?
I've got proof.
So that's the reason. That's the logic behind it, right?
I need some evidence.
Pitch is fouled back by Dozier. actually credited Danny Santana with more hits in the series than he's picked up, but that's number 6 in the series for Santana. Been rather impressive.
I think it was a shortstop, Eduardo Escobar, that had a pretty good first game, 3 or 4 hits out of him,
yes, you're right.
too.
Yes, that's who it was. Escobar in game 1 of the series went 3 for 4 with a pair of doubles. After coming close to getting Santana at first base, Colin McHugh comes right back.
Haven't seen as much shifting against the Twins as we normally see the Astros doing against opposing teams.
Yeah, that's a good point. It has backed off a bit. Pitch outside and a snap throw from Corcoran.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I'm gonna credit that a little bit to the lack of knowledge of the Minnesota Twins that are running out there these days. Some of these kids a little bit younger. Not enough data to go on. Kind of a work in progress.
McHugh with the 1-1. There's that arm side miss. You perceive that he's allowing the arm to drop down a little more than normal on some pitches.
Just seems, you know, the few that we do see run a little bit is just that release point just seems to drift a little bit to the right. But he corrects it. That's the thing you want to see, is you want to see the guy make the adjustment, and Colin McHugh's doing that.
Ground ball chopped foul down the left side. So a 2-2 count. .66 pitches now for Colin. Now let's take that back. That's Samuel Deduno. 50 pitches for Colin McHugh.
Holy cow.
Just a bit outside.
Thanks, Uke.
What exactly happened there? Well, we'll wait on the scorekeeper, but we're going to anticipate wild pitch.
Wow, you're going out on a limb there, huh, Ash? There it is. Major League just a bit outside to the right-hander. That poor baseball was flying all over the place.
You know, this had a chance to wind up in center field, too.
Thank goodness for Altuve knocking that thing down.
Okay, so we've had a 2-out single by Santana, and then, yes, it has been ruled a wild pitch. He's at second, and a 3-2 count, and this breaking ball nowhere close. All of a sudden, Colin McHugh looks like a guy who's lost a feel of the baseball.
Celebrate Faith and Family Night with your Houston Astros Saturday, June 14th, following the 3:10 p.m. game against the Tampa Bay Rays, featuring a post-game concert with Christian rock band Mercy Me. For tickets, visit astros.com/faith.
Cheese curds, huh? You know, the sound of it makes me want it.
It's almost like putting flan on your French fries.
Oh, you're awful. We had some great flan last year, but
you had it last night.
Blummer could not stand the sight of it. What a huge mistake on his part.
Yeah, my stomach was curdling at the flan.
Cheese curds, really?
Not good.
Trevor Plouffe comes to the plate. He's the 3 hitter. He drew a walk in the first inning. McHugh now charged with 2 walks. And finds the strike zone. Would have loved to have heard the message out there at the mound as Corcoran and other members of the team went to the mound. I can say in days that I had been out there, the message might have been, what happened? Ground ball just foul outside of the bag. That was close. The Astros catch a break here. All that ball has to do is have some portion touch the would-be base as you take that the line straight up from the bag. 0-2 the count. Tries to drop that curveball and get a swing. Carlos Corcoran does a terrific job the way he drops down, keeps the glove steady in the 5-hole. When you do that, the chest protector becomes the worker.
Ooh, close. Great pitch.
That's the slider, a bit harder at 84.
Good job by Plouffe not offering on that one.
That's a perfect pitcher's location. Watch the front of the plate. Was that low at the front of the plate? You know, that's right there at the bottom of the knees. And I think 99% of the umpires would say that was low. Here's the inside corner. And caught looking is Trevor Plouffe. Big strikeout, number 6 for Colin McHugh as he gets through the 3rd inning a bit shaky fashion.
Astros. Make sure to log on to csnhouston.com. Head on to In-Game Live where you can follow the action like never before and also vote for the player of the game. Winner will be revealed during Astros post-game live. Astros In-Game Live on csnhouston.com. Ash.
Thanks, Julia. Oh, what a great day here in Minneapolis. The Astros will get on the plane following today's game and head on down to the Phoenix area in Arizona, take on the Diamondbacks for a pair, and then come back home with 2 more against Arizona, one of those 2-2 sets they have now. Robbie Grossman at the plate has the count at a ball and a strike. Robbie drew a walk, stole a base, and scored the first Houston run of the afternoon. That came in the 2nd inning. Changeup is high. It's 2-1. Robbie Grossman moving up in the order, hitting 6th this afternoon. It's one on the ground foul. Tarek Brock with the play.
Pretty aggressive at attacking that ground ball there, Tarek.
Apparently he was quite a track star when he was a youngster. Has a son who's very gifted. Three and 2 the count. Samuel Deduno has hit a man and walked a man. And now walks another. In both cases, it's Robbie Grossman drawing the free pass. He's aboard for Chris Carter. How about this? Not only is it pretty outside, but you've got just a load of great menu items here in Minneapolis. Don't see any donuts, but they really need to be added to this list. Gelato on top of that.
You know what concerns me is that the camera guy shooting all these shots is usually working with Julia.
You think she is picking out the food items?
Yeah, just doing a little taste testing.
Chris Carter drilled a line shot to left field, but for an out in the second inning. 0 for 1.
Gelato. It's a good day for
Sounds
a gelato.
pretty good, doesn't it? That stolen base for Robbie Grossman in the second, his third of the season. And he goes again. Fastball
Holy
drills
cow.
Carter.
What's
Right in
going
that
on here?
same area where Jose Altuve was hit back in the first inning. Samuel Deduno is not sharp at all. And Robbie Grossman had a good jump at first base. The Astros are having some fun on the bases. Wow.
I mean, there's missing your spot, and there's just a complete. I mean, I don't know how to explain that. That was ridiculous.
Well, that is, if you had a situation where a guy was quietly told, this guy needs to pay the price. That's what it looks like right
For
there.
what?
Yeah, no.
Oh, you're saying get hit in this spot kind of translates.
That's what the really good job for a pitcher looks like when he takes care of business.
It's just amazing to me. Missing by that much. Yeah, it's so uncharacteristic to see something like that twice. We saw it happen to Altuve. Now Chris Carter.
So the Twins will get a right-hander loosening in their pen. That is Anthony Swarzak. Pitching coach is Rick Anderson. He's been around a long time and had a lot of success. But I'm not sure what the answer is to a guy missing the strike zone quite like Deduno has here this afternoon. Nobody out, runners at first and second.
Yeesh, you don't want to be a right-handed hitter right now off Deduno.
That was it again right there.
If he's not looking at his target.
Carlos Corporon, 1 for 1, had a big hit in the second inning. He drove in the first run of the afternoon. Broke his bat, hit one through the right side, and again, boy, a right-hand hitter would need armor right now.
This is a little scary. Not in the sense that it's just what it could be doing to the mentality of Deduno. Because this is eerily reminiscent of some guys that you've seen, the Rick Ankiels that lose confidence in that release point and missing that same spot consistently. There's a little glitch in the brain that's not allowing him to finish that pitch. I hope it's nothing like that, but I'm saying it's reminiscent of something that could be going awry. Because that's 4 straight pitches now in that other box.
3-0 on Corp. No way he's swinging at this one.
I'd say make him do it again.
The pitch almost looked like it had a tiny cut on it, as if Deduno might have thought to himself, well, the only way I might get away from leaving it way outside is to cut it, angle the hand to the outside of the baseball.
Good call.
And the 3-1, and not close. So another walk. We've had 2 walks and a hit batter here in the inning, and that's going to bring Ron Gardenhire out of the dugout on the first base side. That's going to do it for Deduno, and I think rightly so with the bases juiced. And the right-hander just looking like he doesn't have an idea where the strike zone is.
I think it's a good move by Gardenhire. Get him out of there now. Get him off the field. Get him back in there. Regroup a little bit and cut this off before it gets really out of control.
Right-hander Anthony Swarzak will come in from the pen. A 2-0 Houston lead as we're in the 4th inning. We will be right back. Bases loaded, nobody out, as Anthony Swarzak comes on, and we'll get all the numbers and facts on Anthony Swarzak in just a moment. Okay, we'll touch just a bit. 1-0 with a .450 on the year. He's allowed a little bit more in terms of hits than innings pitched on the season. Lumber, you got anything special on Swarzak?
Not yet.
We've got something special with Julia getting I'm not sure what she's got going on here at the ballpark. It's always good.
I like that segue, though. I'm talking to Jonathan VR, who's back in the lineup after missing the last 4 games. He was hit by a pitch on his right elbow, and guys, yesterday it was still really swollen, but he was throwing. He said that he didn't really have a lot of pain. It was just the swelling, and it wasn't on the spot he got hit. It was actually a little bit lower. You can't see it. You might be able to through what he's wearing on his elbow today, but he's good to go and hated missing those 4 days.
Thanks, Julia. I thought we were going to hear something about some of the great food here, but we'll take that. That's good info.
A little more vital information.
Jonathan VR at the plate, bases juiced. And Jonathan VR has not been having a good time, but here he goes. He hits one into the gap in right center field, holding it second as this ball finally dropped Chris Carter, so it'll be just a 1-run single to make it 3-0. But that's a big one for Jonathan VR, who has not seen things go his way.
Good time to do it. Just get up there and get ready for the fastball. That's how you get locked back in, and hopefully this is what leads to a turnaround from Jonathan VR, getting a big hit in a big situation with those bases loaded. Chris Carter held up there at second base, making real sure that ball got down.
You can absolutely certain that that ball got down. So the bases are still loaded. A run in here in the 4th inning. Back to the top with Dexter Fowler, who is grounded out and homered. And Swarzak comes close to the legs of Dexter Fowler.
Good time for the Astros to pile on.
For Jonathan VR, just to give you an idea, if you go back to May 20th, first game at Anaheim against the Angels, and take it until today's game, VR was 1 for 33 coming into play today. 1 for his last 33. That's an .030 batting average. So this hit had to just almost be spectacular for Jonathan. Fowler swings through it. 2-1 the count.
Go through situations like that. Usually guys in the dugout kind of rib you a little bit and start asking for the ball. Kind of like getting your first hit all over again.
Which of course feels really good. Oh, the guys love me. And now 3-1, and again bases loaded. Carter getting a very short lead down at third. Dexter Fowler, a good hitter's count. We'll see how he plays this. He swings it and it hits it through the right side. This will produce just 1. So Carter scores. Stopping at third is Corporon. So with the runners Carter and Corp, you're just not going to get 2 bases at a time. But 2 runs in, nobody out, and Jose Altuve comes to the plate.
Astros capitalizing on opportunities. Yesterday it was the Twins that did it for some of the walks that we saw. Paul Clemens walked 5 guys in 1 inning amazingly, and complete turnaround by the Astros, which is good to see.
Dexter Fowler, a pair of hits on the afternoon, 2 RBIs. He now has 19. It's Corporon, VR, and Fowler aboard. And Jose Altuve 1 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch and single. Starts the bat, goes through. The home plate umpire Ted Barrett taking that call.
Not sure I want to face this Astros lineup right now with the bases loaded. With the guys they've got coming up. Fowler on fire. 2 hits today. Altuve, base hit. A couple bags.
Altuve drives one to right center field. Catchable. The catch is made by Santana. Tagging and coming to the plate to score is Carlos Corporon. And also moving into third is Jonathan VR. Sac fly for Jose Altuve. And it's now a 5-0 Houston lead.
Another quality at bat from Altuve. Gets a ball elevated with the bases loaded. Man on third base, less than 2 outs. Another RBI. Great AB.
3 runs in here in the inning. Runners now at the corners as BR moved up to third. 1 out for George Springer. Springer has walked and flied out. For Altuve, RBI number 21. Well, you'll take a 3-run inning anytime, but you'd also take that chance to pile on and have yourself a big inning. 1 ball and no strikes on Springer. Two and 0 the count. Springer hitting .249. Leads the team with the 11 bombs, leads the team with the 34 runs batted in. By the way, Altuve with the base hit today, 85 knocks on the year. That leads 4 in front of Melky Cabrera, his closest pursuer. Big swing as Springer fouls it back.
It was a great swing. Let that ball travel, get deep in, trying to get too anxious. My goodness.
Two balls and a strike on George. And now Springer asks for and receives timeout. Three and 1. And just another great hitter's count here. Springer trying to take advantage as John Singleton waits on deck.
Springer hits a home run. I'm going to buy some little Orbit donuts.
Some or a couple of buckets? Well, it's a walk to Springer. That'll load him up now for Singleton. Second walk picked up by Springer on the afternoon.
Just kind of had a feeling if he connected, it was going to be in the air for a while, and he had some extra time.
Boy, no kidding.
Good time for Singleton to hit, though.
It's going to bring out the pitching coach, Rick Anderson, once again. And
these are not fun trips.
You know, you would think for the Twins, for Rick Anderson and Ron Gardenhire, it's what is going on time. The command has been just hideous here on the afternoon and here in the inning in particular. That's the 4th walk of the inning issued. This is the chat had with Samuel Deduno.
That had to be a tough one.
What do you think goes on there? This isn't about mechanics or anything, is it?
No, I think this is a skull session, so to speak. He's trying to get inside his brain, calm him down a little bit, figure out what's going on, and then say, hey, I saw some things. Let's get back on track, wash it away, and we'll be back out here in a couple days in the bullpen to work on things.
Yeah, kind of the we still believe in you, and don't let this impact you in any way. You just flush it.
Great call.
Bases loaded, 1 out. John Singleton, the 8th hitter of the inning, standing in. Oh, there's your swing.
That was a good pass.
This inning started with Grossman, Carter, and Corcoran all drawing walks to load him up. That was the undoing of Samuel Deduno. Swarzak has come on, allowed a couple of base hit, a sac fly, and a walk. So not a whole lot of success being had by Swarzak. 1-1 now on Singleton. Well, the Astros on their way to trying to make this a fun and just an enjoyable trip on to Arizona. But that fastball was right there to club.
Singleton's taking that walk around like he's saying, just missing these pitches. And he's staying through that ball towards center field a little bit better for me.
Yeah. That's a good swing.
That's a malevolent hack.
Yep.
But it's staying on the baseball. That was a changeup right there. Does a good job of letting that ball travel. His hands were staying back.
And now 1-2. Swings through that fastball at 92.
Just got a little quick.
Got some pitches to hit in that at bat. 2 outs. The 9th hitter of the inning. Matt Dominguez comes to the plate. And he could use one more big hit.
He just missed that one.
Yep, barrel under the ball. First strikeout for Swarzak, second of an Astros hitter this afternoon. Matt Dominguez 0 for 2 is flied out and grounded out.
Duno accounts for all 3 of the Astro runs this inning too.
Nine bombs on the year for Matt. Ooh, he's out in front a bit. Kind of pulled off that one.
It almost looked like halfway through that swing he didn't want to do it and just kind of went through the motions.
Matt Dominguez was 3 for 4 in the opener here against the Twins, then took an 0 for 4 yesterday. Got up as high as 254 following that 3 for 4 outing. 2-1. Hitters' counts have come in abundance here this afternoon.
Astro hitters showing a good eye at the plate.
Three and 1.
Although if you went back and looked at some of the pitches to start this inning, really didn't need much of an eye to take some of the pitches that were being thrown up there.
Yeah, just some awful pitches from Samuel Deduno.
Colin McHugh mixed in a pretty bad one too himself.
Boy. Yeah, I wonder if the baseballs are for some reason tough to get a feel of. Ground ball back up the middle. Handled there by Dozier. He'll flip onto first base and they'll get the out on Matt Dominguez. Nice play at second base by Dozier. The Astros send 9 to the plate and 3 cross in the 4th inning as they lead it now 5-0 over the Twins.
Here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Every second Wednesday of the month, local up-and-coming artists perform on Sports Talk Live's CSN Soundstage. Robert Frith is the artist on Wednesday, June 11th and 5 p.m. only on Comcast Sportsnet.
Hell to pay, you threw a boy some play.
They've got a lot of the statues around the ballpark here of former greats in Minnesota. Very impressive stuff.
Did you like the music?
Yeah, and I love live music. Big fan. Colin McHugh works here in the 4th inning, leading it 5-0. Facing the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Josh Willingham leads it off. How about you? Are you a fan of the live music?
Yes. Like actual live band music, not the electronic stuff. Those guys were pretty good ball players right there.
Paul Molitor, Steinbach as well. Paul Molitor, a member of the Hall of Fame, well over 3,000 hits. 3-0 as Willingham leads off here in the 4th inning. That's not the way Colin McHugh intended to come out and work things after getting the 5-0 lead, and now he finds the strike zone. And generally, when you talk Colin McHugh, you are not talking about a guy who has to work around walks. 3-2 the count.
No, he's shown great command in the starts he's had.
Coming into play, 54 strikeouts, 14 walks. He brings the 3-2 and just misses inside. Leadoff walk. That's the 3rd walk now on the afternoon, thrown by Colin McHugh.
Walks will test your mental makeup. Corpy pretty much set up right down the middle. Look back over that inside.
Mailbox, please.
He does a good job of hiding his emotions, doesn't he?
Did his lips say Mailbox?
Yeah, he's hanging on every between him and Maley. Maley can finally hand that bottle off to somebody.
It's tough being a pitching coach and or hitting coach. With nobody out, it brings up Oswaldo Arcia. He's the DH, and again nursing a sore right ankle. Proud possessor of a recent grand slam. Struck out looking in the 2nd. Now, from the standard view of Colin McHugh this year, you haven't watched him miss the strike zone by much. When he misses, it's generally by design, very close. Something's going on here this afternoon. Right on the hands, it's grounded foul.
Well, it's sunny and 75 in Minnesota. That's odd. No?
Oh, somebody took this one. Yeah. Oh, it's been an unusual trip, hasn't it? Immediately, people were calling for help down here. I think a gentleman took this in the face. Breaking ball hit up the middle, but right there is VR. He'll step on the bag and get the double play. 6 unassisted, 3, and that just works out perfectly for Colin McHugh.
Well, that time the shift was on and it worked perfectly. Colin McHugh threw a good breaking ball. Arcia did a better job of staying back on it. Hit a bullet up the middle, but right at VR. I'm sure McHugh initially was trying to figure out where he was going to go back up, but that turned into a nice 6-3 double play.
First one turned by the Astros this afternoon. The Twins have picked one up. Let's see if that can help Colin McHugh settle into the strike zone. Eduardo Nunez, the right fielder at the plate. Nunez was part of a 4 consecutive strikeout run there by Colin McHugh from the end of the 1st through the 2nd inning. I just hate seeing the fans get hit by these baseballs on foul balls. And I, for one, I wish they had some kind of netting up to help the folks down in the lower seats.
Just a matter of time.
I hope so. A ball and 2 strikes on Nunez.
Seen it happen in hockey behind the nets.
Yep. Story of the young girl, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago that got hit, and older gentleman appeared to get hit right in the nose. 2-2 the count on Nunez. He hammers one in the air, left center field, and nobody's near this one at the bullpen, and gets out of here handily. A 2-out, 2-strike home run for Nunez, just his second of the year as the Minnesota Twins get on the board. It's now 5-1 Houston.
Corby set up for an elevated fastball. This one just tails right back over the middle of the plate. That's a gift with 2 strikes.
The long balls tend to come when you're struggling with command a bit. When you do throw a strike, it's not the quality strike. You find a good part of the plate.
How big was that double play?
Huge. Yeah, you're right. And now 2-0 the count. Yeah, for the moment, this is not a sharp Colin McHugh. First couple of innings, really good. So on the 2-0, teeing off is Parmelee, but hooks it foul. We've seen Parmelee in right field and at first base in the series. Count evens at 2-2. Parmelee, one of the many Southern California boys playing in the game. Parmelee hasn't had an easy go of things lately. His last hit came 10 games back in which he has played. It was back on May 23rd. Again, drills it foul, and
my gosh,
watch your lips down there.
Twins aren't treating the home fans properly with some of these lasers going into the stands.
And with all those numbers we talk about, Parmelee hitting just 159. He pops it up shallow in left center field, long run, and it's going to drop in front of Grossman. So Parmelee finally gets a knock. Just a little thumber pop-up that drops in left center.
This season at Minute Maid Park, every Friday night home game is followed by spectacular fireworks presented by Marathon Oil Corporation. The next Friday night fireworks is Friday, June 13th against the Rays. Get tickets at 1-877-9-ASTROS or go to astros.com.
Meeting at the mound now.
That's the trainer, Nate Lucero, out there.
You have to wonder what is going on here.
Well, he's looking at his hand and I wonder if it's a blister situation again. Saw that happen with Cozart earlier in the year where things really fell apart.
The only things you're seeing out of Cozart, other than that last part, yeah, I'm fine, were disclaimers. No, it's everything's okay. But you know what? A blister would explain this sudden loss of command for Colin McHugh.
Yeah, there's something going on in there.
I like his reaction. Very firmly saying, no, I'm fine. And you love guys when you're around this game who don't allow themselves to make excuses about an inability to come through. Josmiel Pinto will stand in. He popped a short in the third inning. 5-1 Houston. You know, as long as the trainer Nate Lucero is out there, to me it would seem that there must be something brewing on a finger right now for McHugh.
I think that combined with the lack of command is what has maybe alerted the staff down there as to what's going on, and they may have known this going into this start for Colin McHugh. These guys do a good job down there. Nate Lucero, Rex Jones, keeping these guys prepared, ready to play.
Yeah, he's missing spots. Carlos Corporon was set up down and away, and that was kind of a hanger through the plate. First couple of innings, it was really kind of a commentary of how perfect each pitch was in terms of spotting it from Colin McHugh. You see that location, that's not where he wanted that. Again a hanger. This is drilled but foul. The guy is proud of his work.
Well, he didn't have to use his skull to knock it down. Back 25 pitch innings. Colin McHugh getting that pitch count up rather quickly.
You know, and you look back to those first 2 innings that we were talking about, it was just ideal work. That was well spotted. 2-2 the count.
In McHugh's last start, he only went 5 innings against the Angels, giving up 2 hits, no earned runs, but had 97 pitches in those 5 innings. But that happens when you have these high strikeout guys.
Breaking ball popped up on the left side. Matt Dominguez calling in foul territory. He'll make the catch. McHugh gets out of the 4th inning, gives up the 2-out home run by Nunez. 5-1 Houston.
Scotch Blue painter's tape. Scotch Blue, see what you can do. And we are seeing what the Astros can do on the base paths, wreaking havoc out there on the poor Twins catcher Pinto. Altuve with a couple of bags. Robbie Grossman taking off, causing all kinds of issues and running around those base paths. It's good to see the Astros being aggressive after yesterday's shutout. Doing a great job with their at-bats, getting on base. Once they get out there, causing all kinds of issues, putting on a show for these kids here today.
3 stolen bases for the Astros. Yeah, it's been impressive offensively. Started out extremely impressive for Colin McHugh. Whether he has a blister or not, we don't know, but the command certainly has struggled after the first couple of innings. But he leads it 5-1. We go to the 5th. Robbie Grossman leads off. He's walked twice. He's scored twice. He's picked up a stolen base. For Robbie, the batting average at 181. Trying to unleash the beast a bit. Changeup has popped up. Third baseman calling. Trevor Plouffe will make the catch, and out number 1. It's the first time Robbie Grossman has been retired. With 1 out, it brings up the DH, Chris Carter. Carter has lined out, drilled one to left field, and been hit by a pitch, also scored a run. That was part of the 3-run 4th inning. First 3 hitters of that inning drew walks against the starter Deduno.
There was a hit by pitch mixed in there.
Oh, that's right. It was Carter that was hit by the pitch in that inning. My scorekeeping is nearly indiscernible, but glad to hear that yours is a little bit better. Carter swings through another. It's 1-2. Carter came into play 0 for 5 here in the series, so now 0 for 6. And down on strikes. 2 outs quickly here in the 5th inning. It'll bring up Carlos Corporon, who has singled. That drove in a run in the 2nd and drawn a walk and scored. There's your donuts.
Yeah, we kind of went a different route today, didn't we? As good as that looks. But I don't think I could have kept up the pace we had that first night.
Oh, I think you could have.
Oh, man.
Don't sell yourself short.
They'd have to reinforce these chairs up here if I'd have tried to do that.
They did.
Good grief. Thank goodness.
Yeah, we did some sampling of the donut wares here in game 1.
Define sampling.
Well, we didn't.
I think the only ones I didn't eat were still in the tray up there getting cooked.
We didn't finish the shopping cart of donuts that were brought our way. A ball and a strike. Corporon at the plate. Jonathan VR waiting on deck. Carlos has raised that batting average over the 200 mark now. No longer riding the interstate. He's hitting .203. One way or another, just does a great job behind the plate.
It's not a bad reputation to have, being that good quality guy off the bench, good role player. Even when Corpy's not playing these games, I'm sure he's in the dugout helping these guys out.
Hits it in the air left field. Willingham battling the sun and will finally settle in to make the catch. A 1-2-3 fifth. 5-1 Houston.
Astros, Dynamo, Rockets, and more. We have all your sports news covered. Check out Sportsnet Central every night at 6:10 and midnight on Comcast Sportsnet. We welcome you back just outside of Target Field, and the Astros are in town to witness history. The Minnesota Twins unveiling an 8th bronze statue, this one of the mascot. This is TC. He's been around since 2000. He joins the likes of other greats like Kirby Puckett, Harmon Killebrew, just to name a few, guys.
They do have some great sights here. Thanks, Julia.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Well, he was a good hitter.
Yeah. Does Julia know what TC stands for?
I hope so.
I was going to guess Twin Cities.
That would be my...
No, I think it's Tin Caps.
No, I would have been wrong.
Just kidding.
Come on, Plummer.
Sorry.
1 ball and no strikes here in the 5th. And now the count evens at a ball and a strike. 9-hitter Eduardo Escobar at the plate. Escobar hitting .308. Can Colin McHugh get through at least 5? It was clear that he wanted to stay on the mound. Comes in 4 and 3. Very nice ERA at 2.52. Making his 9th start now for the Astros. Who would have guessed? The day he showed up in Seattle.
Whoa.
Well, this would qualify as...
That one got away. Not where you want it to get away either.
Yeah,
it's a traditional Don Drysdale brush back.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't know if Drysdale ever pulled that on Willie McCovey. Ground ball foul outside of first. A little far back for you, but McCovey used to tear him up.
His toes right on that inside line.
3-2 pitch and a leadoff walk. So Colin McHugh continues to struggle now with command ever since the 2nd inning. Speaking of mascots around here, Julia had her fun times.
All the local mascots showing up for TC's unveiling.
Julia,
That was awesome.
Julia hanging out with her buds. They had a great conversation, by the way, I hear.
We had the most awkward conversation in the tunnel, didn't we?
No, that was
with the
bizarre.
mascots.
Yeah, I mean, they did not break character for anything, not even for Julia.
That was great.
Julia said, what? You're not going to talk to me? You're too good for me?
Yeah, that's how I felt. Well, you know, I'm taking mascot selfies this season, so this fit right in. Every ballpark I go to, I've got to track down the mascot and take a selfie with him.
That's a good
Or
one.
her. Yeah, that's what. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's too bad they appear that they didn't want to be able to have that photo op with you.
Yeah, and you look miserable in the photo, so
Thumbs up.
believe it.
So the leadoff walk to the 9-hitter now brings up the top of the order, Danny Santana. 1 for 2 on the day. It was a Santana base hit in the 3rd inning. That was the first knock against Colin McHugh on the afternoon. He has struck out 6 on the day. They came through the first 3 frames, and in that 3rd frame, the control started to become elusive to Colin McHugh. In the 4th frame, it was a battle after he got a couple of outs. In fact, walked the leadoff man, but then got the double play. Curveball nowhere close. Nice job by Corp.
Pretty impressive job by Corp.
Carlos does such a great job doing what we talk about now. That pitch that bounces out in front of the plate, you've got to come up more than the standard. And Carlos did it to perfection. The home run allowed by Colin to Eduardo Nunez in the 4th inning. Just the 4th on the year allowed by Colin. Now 54 innings of work. You go about 1 per 9, 1 per 10 innings, and you've done quite well. Well, that's a close pitch.
Yeah, Ted Barrett not showing a like for the low strikes. Saw a couple breaking balls from McHugh down in the zone. Good pitches we thought were not called.
Well, he's shown from the side, and you can see we're at the front of the plate. Clearly they're high enough, but umpires generally don't care for that pitch. Line shot, a leaping grab by VR. Well positioned and then athletically able to get to this ball. Colin McHugh appreciates it.
Perfect placement by VR. Good boy, Pat Listash. Have a little athleticism mixed in there too.
That's one out. And McHugh has benefited by a couple of plays from VR, starting a double play in the 4th inning after the leadoff walk.
We saw it in the first game of the series too when Dallas Keuchel was pitching. Not as sharp as we're used to seeing him, and a lot of balls put in play, but at least they're on the ground and within range of some of the players. And Matt Dominguez did a good job of picking up Dallas Keuchel on some tough plays Friday night.
A further pick at a peek rather at Jonathan VR.
Pretty good extension. Timed it perfectly.
Well, he is very athletic. And now 3-0. Colin McHugh just has lost the feel of the strike zone. The Astros have a left-hander loosening in their pen.
Darren Downs and Josh Fields getting loose out there.
2 members of the pen. That bullpen out in left center field.
Was yanking it.
Not sure who we're looking at right now, because this does not look like the guy we've grown accustomed to seeing. Bo Porter's going to come out. I don't think this is the hook yet.
Oh, it is.
Yes, it is.
Quick.
Yes, it is the hook. So Colin McHugh is not going to get the chance to pick up the W. Bo Porter has seen enough, and apparently Bo just feels we're not going to see strikes to the degree that we need to see. Colin McHugh abruptly leaving the hill. So he works 4 1/3, allowing 1 run to this point. The 2 base runners, the walks in the inning, belong to Colin, and they turn to the bullpen. Now we're back at Target Field. Bo Porter has made his move. He brings in right-hander Josh Fields from the bullpen to work it with 1 out here in the 5th inning. Colin McHugh, no chance to pick up the W. The offense good early, but McHugh, who was so sharp to start the game the first couple of innings, just simply lost it. And now with 1 out, runners at first and second for Minnesota as Josh Fields takes over. Fields in his 25th game of the year, allowing just about a hit an inning. And brings the strike to start it. Fields big time in terms of the strikeouts. Striking out 12.5 batters per 9 innings. Not exactly sure what this meeting might be about after
that pitch that Fields just threw was a first pitch breaking ball, and Corpy jumped up, came down. I think there's just a little more clarification on the signs.
And 0-2 the count right away. 94 on the heater.
I wonder if Corpy's given the signs in Spanish.
Sometimes that'll mess a guy up, won't it? Let's see. Now that looks like English to me.
Yeah.
1-2. You see right away Fields in that mid-90s range. 95 on that last one.
Yeah, he is a max effort guy.
Ground ball past a diving VR into left center field. This is going to plate a run moving into third base. As the lead runner is Dozier. RBI single for Trevor Plouffe. And it's a 5-2 game, still 1 out. And that potential third run for the Twins 90 feet away.
Just a hanging breaking ball from Josh Fields. Plouffe hit it well, just under the glove of VR. Looked like he had a shot at it.
No, that brings up the cleanup man, Josh Willingham. First and third. Still the chance for the double play to get out of the inning. Willingham has struck out and walked. And takes a strike.
Can you explain to me why pitchers can't throw those same pitches with 2 strikes?
It's just a hanger that looked like it wasn't biting at all on that 2-strike effort. Colin McHugh can only sit and wonder why he couldn't finish things off unless he knows the answer.
He set a career high today with 5 walks.
Again, you have to go back to the first couple of innings for Colin McHugh. He looked as sharp as we've seen him.
Yeah, his first 3 innings were pretty impressive. All 6 of his Ks came in those first 3 innings. He looks a little annoyed with himself.
Line drive, base hit into center field. That plates run number 3. 5-3. Astros lead it, still 1 out. And runners at first and second. Oswaldo Arcia, the DH, coming to the plate. Back-to-back RBI hits.
Twins are getting good looks at those breaking balls. And again, it's location. The 2 that we've seen, well, we've actually seen more than 2, but the last 2 we've seen from Josh Fields have just been pretty much right down the middle, and just great piece of hitting by Plouffe. And now Willingham keeping their nose down on that ball and just shooting it back up the middle with a runner in scoring position. It's great batting.
Two walks and a pair of hits in the inning. And don't forget that line shot that was hauled in by VR. Arcia, left-hand hitter, has struck out looking and grounded into a double play. That one factored in big for the Astros for Colin McHugh at the time. It left the bases empty and 2 outs. Eduardo Nunez then homered. Good changeup. Arcia out in front. Change with a nice fade on it.
See that pitch repeated.
Shift on. VR playing a bit on the third base side of the bag at second. Again, the change. Arcia not picking up that pitch well. Could be a big difference maker.
It's real nice.
Josh Fields.
Good arm action, good depth on it.
Fields with that good fastball. If he brings this pitch on a regular basis, hitters are not going to have fun. Comes back with the heat and misses. 2-2.
That was a pretty good take position from Arcia.
Nunez waits on deck. Big pitch for Josh Fields. It was a 5-0 Houston lead, now 5-3. Popping it foul to the seats is Arcia. Fields' last pitch 3 days ago against the Angels worked an inning and a third, allowing just a hit. A couple of strikeouts in that one. His ERA had gotten up to 12 back on May 6th. And got him swinging. Again, the changeup. So Arcia got quite a diet of that change.
It's working for him. Doing some pretty good hacks and line drives off that breaking ball. Got to go to something different. Got to have that put away pitch, and wasn't in a great location up in the zone, but good arm action took enough off of it to get that early swing from Arcia.
7 strikeouts now of Minnesota hitters. And now Carlos Corporon is going to come out and remind the infielders what his intentions are should the runners take off. Nunez at the plate has struck out and homered. That provided the first Minnesota run of the game. Came with 2 outs and the bases empty in the 4th. And just his second long ball of the season. Nice crowd on hand here this afternoon. Beautiful ballpark. A lot of great food. Ground ball right side. Easy at first for Singleton. He'll take it himself as the hitter Nunez had fallen at the plate, and that's going to do it for the Twins. But they get on the board with a pair and make it close. 5-3 Houston. Sportsnet's presentation of Houston Astros baseball is brought to you by AT&T UVerse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PIC-ATT. Rethink rather possible. and by 22 Jump Street in theaters June 13th. Ken Herbeck for those big Twins World Championship years. One of the bronze statues Julia was talking about. A lot of young fans come out to the ballpark and enjoy things here, and you can see how the sun and fun is being enjoyed. Great time at the Yard. Make your plans to join us at Minute Maid Park. The Astros playing good baseball. They lead it 5-3. Here in the 6th inning, 9-hitter Jonathan Villar will start things off. He had a big hit that came in the 4th inning. RBI single with the bases loaded. Scored just 1 run. RBI number 18 for Jonathan. He takes a strike. Showing bunt, third baseman charging in hard. He's already playing shallow. That's Trevor Plouffe. It's 196 the batting average now, but trying to get it hot again. Ground ball knocked down, but no play at second base for Dozier. It'll be an infield single for Jonathan Villar. And now speed aboard at first.
Takes that one to get you off the schneid a little bit and get things rolling. First baseman playing in, protecting against that bunt. Allows that ball to sneak past him. Dozier gave it a good effort, but I still don't, not thoroughly convinced he would have had a chance to get Villar at first. Pitcher coming over to cover.
One of those seeing eye ground balls, just eluding Parmalee, the first baseman. So now Villar aboard. Loves to run. Dexter Fowler at the plate, and Dex fouls it off on the left side. Again, the Astros 3 stolen bases already this afternoon. Villar 11 of 14 in that category. Pitch in the air, in the gap, right center, long run, and a fine running grab, and then sliding at the end of it, Nunez. And the first out of the inning, Dexter Fowler in a bid for his 3rd hit of the afternoon.
Seeing the ball well, swinging the bat well. Just had a hit taken away from him right there by the usual infielder, Eduardo Nunez. Doing a great job of getting the barrel of the ball is Dexter Fowler. But we saw Dexter rob one earlier in the series. Just a little bit of a payback from Eduardo.
Anthony Swarzak on the hill, and yet you can see Dexter. It's never fun when you get robbed like this. Sometimes the robber, sometimes the robbee. Jose Altuve at the plate. He's been hit by a pitch, singled, and a sac fly. He's picked up a couple of stolen bases and now has 23 to lead the league. Swarzak clearly aware of the speed of Jonathan Villar. Still drawn in on the third base side is Trevor Plouffe. Holding at the bag at first is Parmalee. Swarzak with a nice little slide step. That's going to make the running game near impossible. Clear, bright skies here in Minneapolis. Now there's some clouds floating by and starting to cloud up a bit from what was a perfectly clear morning. Light breeze has been blowing, just really keeping it pleasant. And you can see the pennants the Twins have had a lot of success through the years. There goes Villar, the pitch inside, throw down on a hop, and Villar with the 4th stolen base for the club on the day. Jonathan Villar picks himself a bag. Oh, on ball 4, excuse me. So Jose Altuve drawing the walk on that pitch. Catcher Pinto throwing down nonetheless. Close pitch. You'll see that with a catcher. So Altuve reaches for the third time this afternoon. And that brings up George Springer with runners at first and second. George takes a strike on the outside edge. Springer a pair of walks on the day. Just missed one as he flied to left field in his second plate appearance, that in the third inning. Springer has been hovering around that 250 mark here in recent games. Picked up one hit in each of the first two games here in the series. It's tied up a bit and fouls it back. 0-2 the count. The K's have continued to mount for George. Struck out once yesterday, 3 times in game 1 here in the series. And prior to that, he had a 4-game string of 2 strikeouts in each one of those games.
Taking over that team lead. Chris Carter has one today. I think George had 67 coming into today, so.
Pitch is fouled off. With the 2 strikeouts or 1 strikeout today, Chris Carter is 1 back of Springer. The at-bats are surprisingly quite similar. Springer had 2 less at-bats at the start of play today. Now that's kind of the rate of strikeouts for George Springer, because we know what Chris Carter does in that regard. Springer very close to getting nailed.
May have earned himself a slider right here. Villar's getting a pretty healthy lead out there at second base with Villar at second, Altuve at first. You've got to be alert.
Pitch is hammered right field deep, going back to the wall. This one is caught. A terrific play by Nunez, who was fooled on this ball. And now they're going to double up the runner Altuve. He was at second base as the throw comes back in. Altuve just gambling and wagering that this ball would fall safely. So it's a double play. 9, ultimately 3 as they get it back in for the double play. And Nunez has completely with a circus catch. 9-4-3 on the double play. We've had one pitch here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It missed for a ball. Josh Fields facing 7-hitter Chris Parmelee. Parmelee has struck out and singled. Interesting play to end the top of the 6th inning. That drive hit by Springer. Thought initially it might get up on or even over the wall, but heck of a play by Nunez in right, and he eventually gets the double play. And clearly Altuve was betting that that play would not be made.
It's a pretty fair bet. Eduardo Nunez coming over from the Yankees, playing a lot of shortstop for the Yankees. Now coming over here, and with some of the depth issues in the outfield and injuries happening to the Twins, he's being forced into action out there in right field and showing pretty good range both to his right and left.
On the 3-0, Fields finds the strike zone. And fouls one back to our left. So a full count. The walks have been playing a large part of what's happened here this afternoon. Astros pitching has walked 5, and 6 walks for the Twins staff. But getting the strikeout here is Fields as he gets Parmelee first out here in the inning.
You can see the base runners. Altuve not off on the play. I was wondering if they were taking off stealing, but they're not off on the play, and then he took off running around second base, and it makes you wonder if he knew how many outs there were in that inning. See him chat it up, but I'm sure he's telling Matt Dominguez, he goes, I thought that ball was off the wall or out of here.
We've seen some bad misses from the mound today. Don't find many mistakes made by Jose Altuve. But we found one in the top of this 6th inning. It's a ball and a strike. So 11 walks between the two clubs. A game that saw the Astros leading 5-0 after 3.5 innings. Twins picked up a run in the 4th, 2 more in the 5th inning. Pinto now with a 2-2 count. Each club with a home run this afternoon. The Astros with 3 stolen bases. Count stays at 2-2. Colin McHugh had the 5-0 lead and then saw it start to get away. Lasted just 4 1/3 innings. Bo Porter unable to stay with him. And a line shot just out of the reach of VR at short. It's a 1-out single for Josmiel Pinto.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 12 years. Watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on all of Ashby's devices. Join the millions of subscribers by visiting Astros.com for details.
Those devices come at a cost, though.
Yeah, you started renting time on them.
I figured that out. I've actually got an ad out there online. What are you settling into just a couple these days?
I'm focused in on one.
I see.
This multitasking and this telestrator up here, I got a lot going on.
You got John Madden over there helping you with the telestrator.
Yep.
Eduardo Escobar at the plate. He's the shortstop. He has struck out and walked, scored a run after walking in the 5th inning. That got that inning started, and that was the undoing of Colin McHugh. Ground ball foul, backhanded at first base by Singleton. Escobar hitting .308. Infield set up for the double play. Field's not a guy you're going to get a lot of ground balls from.
Not with a guy throwing that hard. He works up in the zone quite a bit.
The Astros won the first game of this 3-game series 5-4. Twins won the second one 8-0. The Astros just had one of those forgettable days yesterday. Now a 3-1 count. It's starting to get ugly. Both clubs trying to grab themselves a series with a win today. And now 3-2. Pinto, the runner down at first base, the catcher. Porter checking in with the bullpen once again.
32 pitches now. Get a look at Rudy out there making his appearance.
Runner goes, and the pitch fouled back, and that takes a bite out of Carlos Corporon.
Luckily, that was a glancing blow. Or maybe not. Good grief.
Twins have stolen just 35 bags on the year.
365 more days until hockey season. Well, Happy Gilmore right there.
Pitch fouled back this time. Pinto not in motion.
Guess you want to know how hard that impact is. Good grief. Like Corker's reaction, coming out there clapping like he's enjoying it.
Again, the runner does not go. This time down on strikes is Escobar. Second strikeout in the inning for Josh Fields. 2 outs, and Danny Santana coming to the plate.
Fields not really trying to locate that fastball. Just keeps pumping that heater in there, 95 miles an hour, daring these guys to hit it.
Well, at 95, a lot of times you can get away with it. That is kind of the Josh Fields game, although that game is starting to add the changeup. That was a good one.
I've seen a couple of good ones.
He threw 3, I believe it was, to Arcia as he struck him out in the 5th inning.
Saw Kyle Farnsworth getting loose in the Astros bullpen.
And now 0-2 the count.
Doubling up on that changeup. Now ahead 0-2. It's going to make his heater look like 105.
Twins have a left-hander throwing in their pen. I believe that's left-hander Brian Dunsing. Right on the hands, grounded foul.
Ooh, knock it down. Good play by Dave from St. Paul.
How long have you known Dave?
For the last 3 days.
Do they have a ball boys, ball girls press conference or anything?
I get the media reports.
I see. You are a grinder.
It's the little things that separate me from a lot of people.
Some people have gone so far as to say it's not really little things.
There's Charlie. It's too bad they got to wear those great big helmets. Safety first.
Field steps off. Concerned about the catcher Pinto running down at first.
Gingerly.
Back set with the 0-2 and got him off speed to get the strikeout. Danny Santana, first strikeout on the afternoon. That's 10 strikeouts for Houston pitching. They lead it 5-3.
5-3 lead here in Minneapolis in the top of the 7th inning. Great guests, hot topics, and no holds barred debate. Kevin Eschenfelder serves it up fresh every single night on Sports Talk Live, every weeknight at 5 p.m. only on Comcast Sportsnet. Monday's big guest is the Astros Director of Amateur Scouting, Mike Elias.
So we go to the back third of the ball game. The Astros lead it 5-3. Left-hander Brian Dunsing comes on, third pitcher of the afternoon for the Twins, and a great time to check in with Julia.
Yes, coming to me now. All right.
Why not? Oh.
Well, I've got a guest. I've got Matt Dominguez's brother, and he's up next. So I thought we were waiting just a moment. But Danny's with me, and he's always ready. This is Matt Dominguez's oldest brother. There's one in between Jason. But you guys are from Southern California. What brings you to a game here in Minnesota?
I'm actually living out in Michigan right now. So this is about the closest ballpark there is other than Detroit. So I try to make as many series as I can.
In the Coast Guard, how long was the drive?
A little over 8 hours. So that's an easy drive.
Ball is hammered right center field. John Singleton has hit it off the wall. He'll dig into second base, a stand-up double as we start things here in the 7th inning. And so good thing Julia down there chatting with
we're enjoying it.
Part of the Dominguez gang,
and you know Matt's enjoying it.
Absolutely.
I'm going to ask him one more question. Matt, being the youngest, your mom told me that you guys had some serious competitions growing up in the backyard. What was Matt like to watch growing up?
He's pretty funny. He was a chubby little guy, you know, and those were back in the days where we were actually still better than him, but he turned out to be the one who made it, so it's pretty cool to see him out here playing.
When did you see that he had real potential?
Honestly, probably high school. His freshman year of high school, he had a very, very good year, and I didn't really see him play a whole lot, you know, in Little League because I was working and stuff, but once he got to high school, he kind of really developed into a pretty good player.
You want to say hi to Mom and Dad? You know they're watching.
I'm sure they're watching. Hi, Mom and Dad.
Ash, we'll send it back to you.
Great stuff. Thanks, Julia. That's really fun. Get that brother's perspective on what kind of athlete his younger brother was. He was a chubby little kid. Matt Dominguez takes just inside, a ball and a strike. That double by John Singleton, just his first double now in the major leagues. Just his second extra base hit. Of course, he has the home run. He's in scoring position, nobody out. Astros would love to add to this 5-3 lead here in the 7th. A great job by Julia as I caught her a little early in that chat, but it turned out nice to have that chance to talk a little bit more. One and two on Dominguez. 0 for 3 on the day. Ryan Dunsing. They ask for the appeal, do the Minnesota Twins. They don't get it. 2-2 the count. Matty D with 25 RBIs on his year. Shot foul on the ground just outside the bag at third.
Almost got himself an excuse me double right there. Close. First couple pitches you see Matty trying to shoot the ball the other way and move that runner here with nobody out.
The Astros got the scoring started back in the 2nd inning. Led it 1-0 on an RBI hit by Carlos Corporan. That plated Robbie Grossman, who had walked. Added another in the 3rd inning. The solo home run from Dexter Fowler. Dominguez fights one, maybe trying to hit it to right field. Stays at 2-2, and then added 3 in the 4th inning. Starting pitcher Diduno just unable to find the strike zone. RBIs in that inning from VR, Fowler, and Altuve. Twins then came back with a run in the 4th and 2 in the 5th. And now a full count on Matty D.
Matty D got his brother some pretty good tickets. Right down there next to that Astro dugout. It's pretty solid.
Hey, Julia's liking it. I don't see any donuts in that picture. I knew there was something wrong. 3-2 pitch. Dominguez draws the walk. Nice at bat for Matt.
Really good AB.
Leadoff double Singleton, the walk to Dominguez. 2 runners aboard now for Robbie Grossman. Would you anticipate the bunt here?
I'm calling it. I'm saying he is going to bunt. Only a 2-run lead for the Astros here. Top 7. First 2 runners on, move them over. Got a big bopper coming up behind Grossman and Chris Carter. Maybe get a long fly ball or an extremely long fly ball. Drive in a couple runs.
Brian Dunsing worked in game 1 here in the series. A scoreless inning. Showing bunt is Grossman. Puts it in front of the plate, and it's a foul ball. Apparently this got a piece of Robbie. So Grossman, who had sprinted down the line, comes back. No balls and a strike.
Looks like he got that right arm. The Twins trying to say he was out of the box when it hit him. Ted Barrett disagrees.
Pat Listash having a chat with Robbie Grossman. What would you anticipate that's about?
Just confirmation of signs.
No option as to if they're in your face, go ahead and take a hack.
Nope. I think this is a good situation as a hitter. Try and punt that ball to third base, bring the third baseman in and force him to field it. Therefore they only have a play at first base.
Again, bunting. Robbie Grossman puts it on the third base side as suggested. Nice play by Plouffe, but not in time. Robbie Grossman lays down a great bunt, sprints down the line, and gets himself an infield single.
Tremendous placement on that bunt. Playing in, even 2 steps in on that grass. Kind of hesitated a little bit, Plouffe did. Maybe that's what gave Robbie Grossman that half step to beat out that ball.
Well, that is a good bunt. So the bases are loaded with nobody out. Bottom 3 in the order now coming up. Chris Carter 0 for 2 on the day. He is lined out and struck out around being hit by a pitch and scoring back in the 4th inning. Infield draws in on the corners more than halfway at short and second. Would you figure all the infielders are coming to the plate on any ground ball here?
That's their first choice, yes. Even at that halfway depth up the middle.
Would you look at the possibility with Carter at the plate, of ground ball to short, coming to the plate and still having a chance to get a pair?
I think that's what they're anticipating, because normally you play back in the middle of the diamond and try and turn that double play and exchange a run for 2 runs. But I think of this late in the game, they're going to take a gamble and try and get that play at home plate first, and then try and get Chris Carter going down first base if the ball is hit on the ground.
2-1 the count. Carter drives one to right field and deep back at the wall. This gets out of here. Chris Carter, opposite field, grand slam, and with that swing the Astros have broken it open. 9-3, Houston on top.
What a beautiful sight. Chris Carter, he's got pop. We know that, but we don't see him go the other way too often. Letting that ball travel, get deep. You saw Dunsing early in this count working away. It's a bullet out to right field. Big home run.
That is impressive, and that's big for the ball club. Chris Carter goes yard and does it with the bases juiced. I believe Is that the first grand slam of the year for Houston?
Not entirely sure. We'd have to scramble through those notes.
Chris Carter has the big swing of the ball game as he gets a shot as the DH today. That home run is 10th of the year. He has 27 RBIs now.
That is the first grand slam of 2014.
Astros pitching has yielded just one. That was the one on the most recent homestand to Manny Machado. So we have not been seeing the grand slam ball. A big one by Chris Carter. Leadoff double by Singleton. The walk to Matt Dominguez. The bunt base hit by Robbie Grossman, and then the big swing by Carter. Well, it started out feeling like the Astros owned this game, leading 5-0, and then the Twins crept back in and it started to feel dicey, but that swing changes things.
I love seeing these runs scored late in games from that 7th inning on.
The appeal does not bring a strike. 2 home runs on the day for Houston, the other by Dexter Fowler, his 4th of the year. So Chris Carter is just one long ball back of George Springer.
How about that? First career grand slam for Chris Carter.
Still nobody out as Corcoran's at the plate with a 3-2 count. Lines one on a hop glove by Plouffe, who went to a knee, and he'll get the out at first. Out number 1. And the crowd here in Minnesota just appreciating that one out.
Teed off on that fastball away. Up in the zone where Chris likes it. Allow this big man to get extended. A nice path to the ball. Whole body going through that one.
So without question, that's the big swing of the game. Ryan Dunsing came in to work it here in the 7th inning.
That's what you want to see. You see that nice little curve in that arm. That's where he gets that power, that impact, and you see him finish that swing. He just drives right through it.
Just the 3rd home run of the year allowed by Dunsing. It's got to lighten the load a little bit. Breaking ball in for a called strike. 1-2 now on VR. VR has a nice day going. 2 for 3 at an RBI single in the 4th inning. Infield single in the 6th. And he's played some solid defense. JV down on strikes. 2nd out of the inning. Strikeout number 4 of a Houston hitter.
Time now for the AT&T Rewind. We're going to go way back into that 3rd inning and see what Dexter Fowler did. I know he's doing a great job of getting on base via the base hit, via the walk. But today he unloaded on a fastball right down the middle and got on the board with the leadoff home run in that. Not a leadoff home run, but a big home run in the 3rd inning. See what he's doing offensively, how he's getting on those bases. 29 hits, 27 walks. A little of both.
Dexter Fowler fouls the first pitch down the right field side. 2 for 4 on the day for Dex. He just continues doing a great job. He's just a point away from hitting 280 on the year. Home run gives him 4. 1-1 the count. Don't know if I'd call it a laugher yet, but sure does lessen the burden on the bullpen now.
As you can see, Chris Carter pretty ecstatic with the situation.
You see that?
Yeah. Look, he's just glowing, isn't he?
I'll tell you what, you can read a face. Ground ball slowly hit, and it rolls foul on the third base side. Got some finals in already. St. Louis at Toronto has beaten the first place Blue Jays. Cincinnati a 4-1 winner as they hosted the Phils. Seattle wins at Tampa Bay. The Rays are anything but the Rays of recent years. 5-0 for Seattle. The Seattle Mariners start the day 32-29, third place in the West. They're surprising me. Texas Rangers have been decimated with injuries, and it continues for the Rangers. They're 31-31. Milwaukee a 1-0 win at Pittsburgh. Fowler takes ball 4, so he just keeps doing what he does best, getting on base. 3 out of 5 plate appearances here this afternoon.
Been locked in for quite a while now. 28 games that he's racking up some of those big numbers, getting on base quite a bit. Just to head back into the National League West, where he was quite comfortable.
And to bring up Jose Altuve, the hit leader and stolen base leader in the league. He fouls it back. Altuve has a perfect day going. He's 1 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch, singled, sac fly, and a walk. Well, it would be perfect if not for a base running blunder that came in the 6th inning. A drive hit by George Springer and a heck of a play by Nunez in right. And he fired back to get a double play on Jose. Hot shot and a great diving stab by Dozier, who gets the out at second. What a play by the Twins' second baseman. Now the fielder's choice ends things, and Chris Carter might have ended the day in the series for the Twins.
To 3 as we head to the bottom of the 7th, and as promised earlier in the game, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. See who it is. Today's photo is from Leanne Kirkland. Thanks for tweeting us your photo, Leanne. Tweet your photo to #CSNHFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast. That's brought to you by AT&T, guys.
Thanks, Julia. A lot of great photos. Julia keeps us aware of what's going on at the ballpark all the time. The Astros get the big swing out of Chris Carter, the grand slam and the first slam of the year for Houston hitters. And now Kyle Farnsworth comes in out of the bullpen to try to shut things down on the Twins. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Farnsworth will face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Minnesota.
Big Kyle Farnsworth, salty veteran. Decent numbers on the year, 3.09 ERA. A couple of those saves with the Mets. Right-handed hitters having a tough time. Usually has a power sinker to go with his slider.
First appearance in the series for Farnsworth. He pitched 3 times in that recent Angels series. Worked 3 1/3 innings amongst those games. Big guy trying to be a big part of this bullpen now. Stats on the year include that 3.09 ERA. Brian Dozier will lead it off for Minnesota here in the 7th. Well, it was a 5-3 game going into the top of the 7th inning. Singleton doubled. Matt Dominguez drew a walk. Robbie Grossman laid down a bunt to move him up, but instead got a base hit as he beat it out. And then Chris Carter, the game's big swing, a grand slam, his first of his career, the first of the year for Houston. And just like that, a 9-3 Houston lead. About a 2-0 count to start the inning. Farnsworth finds the strike zone. At one time, this big guy would bring it in the upper 90s. Still gets to the mid 90s. Astros in their good-looking orange tops here this afternoon. And now 3-1.
He is a large human.
He's a big fella.
And when he was throwing that mid to upper 90s, it was a little intimidating.
That'll fill it. 242 the batting average. Brian Dozier, been a really good player for the Twins this year. He's drawn a couple of walks today. Scored a run in the 5th inning after walking, and now draws another walk. So 3 walks picked up by Dozier, and this one starts the 7th. What's going on here in Minnesota?
I was just going to say, you know, some of these walks that Dozier has, he has 3 on the day now. And he does have a good eye, but today he really hasn't had to have that good eye. Astro pitchers with all these walks today have had a tough time getting anywhere near the zone.
Astros pitching starts the day in the American League ranked 12th in terms of ERA. Of course, they allowed 8 runs yesterday. Farnsworth with a strike. It's the 3-hitter, Trevor Plouffe at the plate. Brent Strom scratching his head about what the walks are all about.
He had hair 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I met him at the barbershop that day. Line shot. That'll drop in left field. Base hit. Digging for third easily is Dozier. So runners at the corners as we get started here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Minnesota Twins trying to make some noise. Second hit for Trevor Plouffe.
Plouffe did lose the barrel on this one. Stayed back nicely on this slider and just dropped the head on it. Good piece of hitting.
So the assignment now to cut down on the damage here in the bottom of the inning. The Astros bullpen is ranked last in the league. 4.78 the ERA of that group. There's one thing for certain, the Twins hitters, for the good part, are going to force you to throw some strikes. Minnesota last place in the American League Central, but just a couple of games under 500. They're 29-31. 0-2 the count. The Astros 27-36. The American League West has Oakland on top, and I mean they have been running with it all season long. They've got a 4.5 game lead over second place Los Angeles. 1-2 the count. Seattle follows. Then Texas and Houston. The Oakland A's winning records at both home and the road. Fly ball to left field. This is deep enough to score a run. Catch made by Grossman. He'll fire back into second base as the Twins get their 4th run of the afternoon. Sac fly by Willingham. And now a 9-4 game. 1 out as it brings up the DH Oswaldo Arcia. Arcia has had a bit of a struggle here this afternoon, getting back in the lineup. He has struck out twice, in between grounded into a double play. Willingham now with 2 RBIs on the day and 15 on the season. Arcia takes a strike.
I'm not sure the Twins want to make that first strike a swinging strike.
They don't many times. That second one, however. The Astros starting staff 6th best in the American League. 3.90 the group ERA. I don't know, coming out of spring training, if many folks thought that the starting staff would make this kind of a stride forward. Colin McHugh started the game for Houston. Started out looking as sharp as you'll see a guy, and then it just faded away and faded quickly. He wound up walking 5 and 4 1/3 innings. He eventually charged with 3 runs. Bo Porter just couldn't stick with him as the command had left. And now 2-2 on Arcia.
There's 2 pitchers leading the charge for the Houston Astros, Dallas Keuchel and Colin McHugh. Didn't anticipate those 2 guys out of spring training emerging the way they are.
I guess I would have taken the guess if somebody said that the crystal ball said the Astros are going to make huge leaps forward in terms of starting pitching. I would have said, okay, Jared Kozart's going to be just dominating.
Just leads the pack, yeah, and Oberholzer right behind him. That's kind of how they finished off 2013.
Now Kozart's coming along,
yeah,
but he's still got room. But the other 2 guys that you mentioned, really the aces, the leaders of the staff. And ball 4, so Arcia gets away. He draws the second walk issued by Farnsworth. That'll put runners at first and second. Still 1 out on the sac fly, and brings up right fielder Eduardo Nunez. Josh Fields wound up working a scoreless inning and 2/3. Did allow 3 hits, but he also struck out 4. Now McHugh had 6 strikeouts, so 10 punch-outs on the afternoon. Nunez 1 for 3 with that home run. And it was a pretty good bomb out to the bullpen area in left center. The Twins have a right-hander throwing in their pen. The right-hander is Casey Fien. The 1-1 from Farnsworth. Lined into right field. Just raked that way. This will pick up a run. It'll leave runners at first and third. Still 1 out, 2 runs in the inning. And here come the Twins. And Bo Porter's coming out. Now we'll see how Bo plays this. He's going to the bullpen to bring in the left-hander. So we've got a 9-5 game. And the Astros need to thank goodness for the grand slam from Chris Carter. So the Astros bring on the left-hander and lead at 9-5. Five as things tighten. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Twins have put 2 on the board, just 1 out, and that came on a sac fly. And now Darren Downs has come in from the bullpen. Darren Downs has done a nice job. That whip at .091 tells a big story, and opposition batting average of just .205.
Both the lefties that the Astros have in their bullpen have done a relatively decent job.
The Astros have added another left-hander now, Rudy Owens, but it's up to Darren Downs to quell the uprising here in the 7th. He will face the left-handed bat of Chris Parmelee, who's 1 for 3, a single in between a couple of strikeouts. And misses on the first offering. Parmelee hitting just .169. Pitch popped up on the right side, foul territory. Singleton by the seats now backs under to make the play. And that's a big out here in the 7th inning as the runners hold. Still runners at the corners, 2 down for the 8-hitter. Osmil Pinto. The Astros with the 4-run lead. So down stays on now. Pinto is 1 for 3 on his day and takes the strike. Oh, and 2.
Nice little mix. Change up to start. Slider down and in.
Pinto, one of the many Venezuelan players playing in the big leagues. And got him. Nice slider in the dirt. Blocked by Corp. He applies the tag. Aaron Downs comes in and applies the tourniquet as he gets the 2 batters he faces. 9-5 Houston.
It's 9-5 Astros on top. We go to the 8th here at Target Field. And every Thursday home game at Minute Maid Park this season is Dollar Dog Thursday. The next Dollar Dog Thursday is June 12th against the Diamondbacks. For tickets, call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit astros.com. We will see George Springer and John Singleton up here in just a few moments. The 3- and 4-hole hitters. Singleton batting cleanup for the first time. This is what it looked like for the Oklahoma City Red Hawks not too long ago. These two back-to-back. Singleton told me sometimes they were 2 and 3, other times they were 3 and 4 hitters. And Singleton said that it's good for him. He gets to watch how pitchers pitch Springer. Sometimes they pitch them similarly, and it's a good chance for him to see how they'll pitch him. And it makes things difficult on the pitcher when Springer is on base. Springer said that this is not the same situation. This game is much harder up here at the big league level, but if once Singleton proves himself, they could be a dangerous duo, guys.
Yeah, there's no doubt, and we've seen Singleton with that rake double off the wall in right center field here this afternoon. George Springer still looking for his first hit, has reached a couple of times via the walk, and came very close to a big swing in the 6th inning, but for a fine play by Eduardo Nunez in right field, right near the wall. So Springer leads it off. And he'll face the 4th pitcher on the afternoon for the Minnesota Twins as they go to their bullpen. Ball hit deep center field, back to the wall. This one is out of here. George Springer launches one to center. His 12th on the year and adds to the Astros lead. It's now 10-5. How about George Springer?
Boom. Kid leaned back on him right there. Center fielder, I don't think, was too convinced that Springer got enough of that ball to get him back by the wall and hit it out of here, but Springer thought he got enough.
Well, there's a greeting for Casey Fiend, who comes out of the bullpen. There's a nickname for you. Boom might work.
Oh, smoked.
How about that? 12 bombs for George Springer. Well, he came close, as we said, back in the 6th inning, but just straight away center field. I don't know if you can say enough in terms of the abilities of George Springer. Third Houston home run on the afternoon. Of course, Chris Carter with the grand slam. The Astros just keep adding to that home run figure. They picked up 3 stolen bases. For Casey Fiend, his first appearance here in this series. And he's been effective. Just 16 hits and no homers prior to today, allowed in 25 innings. Welcome to the home run club. Strike 3 called, perfectly placed, just off the outside edge. Singleton caught looking.
Happened kind of quick. Pay attention. A little bit of a cut slider on that outside third of the plate, but the extension that George Springer creates is pretty impressive. And leaned back, you can see he kind of broke down and posed a little bit, knowing he got plenty of it. Pretty good effort by Santana.
Yeah, Santana got up, but just not quite enough. Yeah.
Well, the great thing about Springer is that you see early in the game, he's missing some of those sliders on that outer third. He makes the adjustment, gets one that flattens out over the plate, stays on it, and drives it out of the ballpark in center field.
Ball and a strike on Matt Dominguez. He drew a big walk in this game. The only time he has reached it came in the 7th inning. Right on the heels of a double by John Singleton, who, by the way, now has struck out 3 times on the day. Matt fouls it off. That walk put a couple of runners aboard. Robbie Grossman had the assignment to bunt him over, and bunted so well that he came up with a base hit. Bases loaded, and that set up the grand slam for Chris Carter. That man had the big swing of the day, but it's been a game that has just never quite felt comfy all the way. Good swing for Matt.
Chris Carter's pretty interesting for me.
He is.
Just to the you get to the point where you're like, oh, this might be it, or he might be in a downward spiral, and then he goes out there and hits a 4-run homer.
You know, and you hear a lot of that kind of talk. Well, you know, Chris Carter just not going to be able to get it done. But then he gets it done, and he'll do it in such impressive fashion at times that it makes you pause. The Astros with 10 hits on the afternoon, and again 3 of them long balls. Matt Dominguez down on strikes, back-to-back strikeouts now.
He's got everything behind that. So great. Just that right hand. Just that power point. Take your eyes off the ankles that are about to shatter every time he swings, but he puts everything into it when he does swing.
Two outs for Robbie Grossman. He's reached 3 times today. A couple of walks and a bunt single. Stolen a bag, scored 3 times. Robbie Grossman in the 6th spot in the orders had a big day. Two 2-0 the count. Fowler and Villar, the only Astros with more than 1 hit on the afternoon. You make that kind of a statistical comment, and you don't anticipate 10 runs on the board. 2 ribbies for Fowler, 1 for Springer, Altuve, Corcoran, and VR, and 4 for Carter. Here's a line shot for a base hit. Second on the afternoon for Robbie Grossman. He'll dig for a double and make it standing. Robbie Grossman, 2 for 3 on the day, a couple of walks. Robbie's had himself a day.
A great piece of hitting. Like a backdoor slider. Sometimes you roll around those, but he does such a good job of hitting the inside part of that ball and shooting it the other way.
Well, Robbie double number 4 on the year.
It swings like that and hits like that. It could give the indication that he's starting to feel it a little bit.
And the Astros could use that. As a corner outfielder, you're looking for a guy who provides something offensively, and Robbie's been pretty quiet up until now. Went into that at bat hitting 188 at 296 on base percentage. With that hit, he's up to 198. Carter fouls one down the right side. That grand slam went to right field for Chris. Are you kind of back to the point where you think, well, we need to see Carter in that DH role on a daily basis now?
A daily basis, I'm not sure, because there's going to be some tougher right-handed pitchers that you're going to face throughout the course of the season. I'm not sure if he's going to be a good matchup for some of them.
Carter down on strike, second time on the afternoon, but George Springer has put the Astros on the board with another run, his 12th bomb of the year.
Astros over the Twins. And in honor of Father's Day, come out to Minute Maid Park this Sunday to see your Astros take on the Rays at 1:10. Plan to get to the park early, as 10,000 fans will receive a barbecue grill set courtesy of Houston Methodist. To get your tickets, call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit astros.com. Father's Day is coming. This is a great reminder.
But I guess Father's Day and food go together, huh?
Barbecuing, get that grill out.
Yeah, but guess who's going to do the barbecuing?
Oh, any father in his right mind is going to be behind that grill.
So we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Eduardo Escobar leads it off. He's the 9-hitter. 10 runs on 11 hits for Houston. They have not committed an error. For the Twins, 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Each team has left 9 base runners. 2 balls and a strike. Ground ball hit to short. To his left is VR. And gets out number 1 here in the 8th. With 1 out, back to the top, and Danny Santana. Darren Downs came on in the 7th inning and got 2 huge outs for the club, getting Chris Parmelee and Josmiel Pinto, the catcher. 2 runs were in, runners at first and third when Downs came on. So those big outs for the club. A ball and a strike on leadoff man Danny Santana. Ground ball left side. Matt Dominguez to his left makes the play. A couple of ground ball outs here to start things in the 8th. It's been McHugh, Fields, Farnsworth, and now Downs for Houston. Colin McHugh not in a position to get the win today. Brian Dozier, the 2-hitter at the plate, has walked his last 3 plate appearances, scoring twice. Hits one on the ground foul outside of third. Game's underway at Arizona. The Braves and Diamondbacks scoreless in the 5th. There's a line shot, extra bases down the left field side. Brad Dozier has his first hit of the afternoon. It's a double, and it comes with 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
Dozier's been on base quite a bit. 4 out of the 5 times. His 11th double on the season. A couple of second basemen talking it out.
With 2 out, third baseman Trevor Plouffe comes to the plate. He's been on base 3 out of 4 plate appearances. It takes a strike. Last couple picking up base hits. One of those driving in a run that came in the 5th inning. Dodgers lead at the Rockies in the 4th inning. That's 2-1 LA on top. 0-2 the count now on Trevor Plouffe. They're in the 4th inning in San Francisco. The Giants lead the Mets 4-2. San Diego getting shut out by Washington 6-0. They're in the 6th. The slider in the dirt kicks away just briefly from Corcoran. It's a fine play, and holding at second base is Dozier.
That was a pretty good play by home plate umpire Ted Barrett.
He's got the big smile on his face. He knows he gets credit for that block.
He's a huge human being too. Gold Glove boxer.
The 1-2 from Downs. Hit in the air, shallow in right center. It's Springer calling. He'll make the catch, and Downs breezes through the 8th, yields the 2-out double, but strands him. It's 10-5 Houston. we go to the 9th inning. From the chill of Minneapolis to the dry heat of Arizona as the Astros head to the desert for a duel with the Diamondbacks. Pregame live starts at 8 p.m. only on Comcast Sportsnet.
And here's a look at the Astros' upcoming schedule presented by Progressive. We are done here in Minnesota for the year. We're going to hop on a plane with the Astros and head down to the southwestern portion of the United States into Phoenix, Arizona, take on the Diamondbacks for a couple ball games, and then head home and finish off that 4-game series back in Houston for 2 games before heading into the weekend with the Tampa Bay Rays. Day off, travel day for the Houston Astros, probably on that Monday as they head back east for 2 against the Washington Nationals before going down to Tampa Bay to take on the struggling Rays.
Here in the 9th inning, Carlos Corporon leads it off. He's done a typical job behind the plate. He's reached a couple of times with the bat, singling, driving in a run. That was the first of the game back in the 2nd inning, and drawn a walk. He scored a run. Carlos hitting 197. Glenn Perkins, another member of the bullpen for the Twins, comes on. The left-hander, 2-0 with a 3.08 ERA.
Throws hard.
Perkins is the closer for these Twins. Slips the cheese on by. 2-1 the count. It evens at 2-2 on Carlos. Chris Carter, the big blow. His first career grand slam came in the 7th inning. Took a 5-3 Houston lead and opened it up 9-3 at the time. Corporon down on strikes. First time for Carlos on the afternoon. 8 strikeouts of Houston hitters. With 1 out, it brings up Jonathan Villar. Villar 2 for 4 on the day. And that is a big day in terms of how things have gone for Jonathan. Slices one down the right field side. Long run for Nunez. Won't get there. 3 hits on the day for Jonathan Villar. And number 12 for Houston.
A nice little welcome back for Jonathan Villar, struggling with that elbow injury after getting hit. Just fights this one off. And amazingly enough, Eduardo Nunez doesn't find a way to run under it and make the play.
Kind of backed off, it looked like. Just slowed down coming into it. VR aboard. The Astros have stolen 3, but unlikely to have anybody running in this scenario. In fact, the first baseman Parmalee playing behind the runner, right behind. That's a position I very much like. Ground ball to second, gets on by Dozier. That was a double play ground ball, even with Fowler going down the line. Instead, runners at first and third. The throw kicks away, but everybody holds. So Dexter Fowler shoots one under the glove of Brian Dozier. He went down and looked like he was just getting ready to set up a 4-6-3.
Feet weren't in the right spot. This ball was smoked. You see, he was just unable to get in front of that ball and didn't have enough time to backhand it. Looks like it hit him in that right foot, too.
So Villar moves into third. Runners at the corners, still 1 out. Jose Altuve at the plate. It is an E4, so Dozier charged with the error.
This is just a good old-fashioned handcuffing.
Would you have been inclined to rule that a base hit?
Yeah, I did, and I'm riding over that base hit right now with the E4.
Altuve hits it in the air down the right field side. Long run for Nunez. He'll make the catch in fair territory. Tagging and bluffing is VR. So it's nothing but a fly ball to right field, the second out of the inning, and it brings up George Springer. George Springer had a rather quiet day until the 8th inning when he launched his 12th long ball of the year. Straightaway center field. 35 RBIs now for George as he takes a strike. And now 0-2 on Springer. Three Houston home runs, so they've gotten the big swings, won a grand slam. And that fastball close on Springer. In fact, he's been hit by the pitch. Home plate umpire Ted Barrett said, go on down to first base, got just a piece of George, so that'll load him up as John Singleton comes to the plate. It's the 4th time that Springer has reached today.
Pretty lucky that just grazed him a little bit. You could see him bracing for the impact of that 94. Doesn't look like he's a fan of getting hit.
Not many guys are. Singleton with the count at 0-1. Singleton has 3 strikeouts and has grounded into a double play on the day. He's also doubled his first major league 2-bagger. Good time to pick up some ribs. We're in the 9th inning. The Astros trying to make it 2 out of 3 here in Minnesota. Fastball hit high and deep right field. The Astros have 2 grand slams on the year. And that's a first in the career of John Singleton. And this has turned into a 14-5 lead for Houston.
The ball was annihilated. This kid likes to get extended. He kept putting everything into this swing, turning 93, 94 miles an hour around in a hurry. Just a little bit of angst in the swing of John Singleton.
6 total bases for John on the day. So 3 strikeouts and grounding into a double play, probably not mattering a bit. And we've had 2 guys come up with firsts here this afternoon. Grand slams for Chris Carter and now John Singleton. And you're right, that was just obliterating the baseball. 4 Houston home runs. And now Matt Dominguez down on strikes. That'll do it. But the Astros don't go quietly in the 9th inning. 4 more runs and they lead 14-5 over the Twins. Comcast Sportsnet's presentation of Houston Astros baseball is brought to you by AT&T, mobilizing your world. 14-5, the Astros lead it. It's been a big slugging day, 4 Houston home runs, 2 of those grand slams, Chris Carter and John Singleton. We've had a blast to straightaway center field by George Springer. And then there was the first home run of the 4, that by Dexter Fowler back in the 3rd inning, his 4th of the year. But John Singleton has turned out to have a big day with the double and the grand slam. Last time the Astros hit 2 slams in a game, it's been a while back, July 30th, 1969.
Homers are great. I love watching the ball fly out of this ballpark.
Work out pretty well.
My goodness.
Well, you don't come into Minnesota and generally think going to be a lot of home runs.
Not cheapies either. It takes a pretty good poke to get out of here, but these have been no doubters by the Astros.
Pop up on the right side. Altuve will call and make the catch. Darren Downs still on working it. That's the first out here in the bottom of the 9th. And that got Josh Willingham.
Big bombs, first career grand slams for both those guys right there. It's going to turn out to be a pretty joyous flight, I imagine, going into Arizona.
And why not? 5 consecutive series now if the Astros hang on, and you would figure they would, in which the Astros have had at least a split. That began with the series in Seattle, the 4-game set. Lost the first 2 games and then turned it around and won the final pair. Went into Kansas City and played great ball. Had a winning homestand. Pitch is fouled back. That's right over us.
Always ready. Always ready. Tell you what, taking some of these swings that the Astros are taking and put them on a plane and send them into Arizona. That place is a good place to hit. Ball flies out of that place. Take some shots at that pool. Of course, the Diamondbacks don't like it when you do anything to their pool.
Did you were you involved in some sort of misdirected celebration out there?
No, I was not a Dodger.
That was the Dodgers. That's right. Would you have been upset if you were a member of the Diamondbacks when that happened?
I would have been a little upset, but I don't think there's one way to keep teams from doing that is by beating them. But
breaking ball got him looking. Darren Downs has been really good. Picks up his 2nd strikeout. That's 2 down here in the 9th inning and brings up Eduardo Nunez.
This is doing a pretty good job. This curveball maybe up in the top part of the zone, but locks up Arcia. Get that strikeout, 2nd out of the inning.
12 strikeouts for Houston pitching. Started out really sharp with Colin McHugh, got shaky, and even with the bullpen a bit, but Darren Downs has come on and really settled in.
Yeah, really the only blemish was Kyle Farnsworth out of that bullpen, going to 3rd, giving up 2 earned runs.
Here's a ball off of Downs and the play to Altuve, and the throw not in time. It'll be an infield single for Eduardo Nunez. John Singleton. Get used to seeing this guy around. And that lineup today with George Springer in the 3 spot, John Singleton in the 4 spot.
Ball smoked Darren Downs. Rex Jones out there taking a peek at him, see what's going on. Nunez did a good job of hustling that one out, even though it slipped out of Singleton's glove. But I'm sure the concern right now is with Darren Downs. Not sure where that got him, but maybe an ankle or a shin burger.
Downs, the 5th pitcher on the afternoon for Houston.
Did a great job too.
Yes, he has. Get a warm-up toss or 2.
Good look at it. with that right ankle. Just a little too much hang time.
So Downs ready to go. Skip and Trainer head back to the dugout. Mentioned the 12 strikeouts for Houston pitching. They've also walked 7. So that would be the one area of concern today. But then again, Minnesota has walked 8. So 15 walks between the two clubs. Chris Parmelee at the plate, 1 for 4, had a 4th inning single. And now 2-0 the count.
We almost died.
Metallic sounds in the booth. What'd you drop?
My glove.
What are you toting these days? The third base, the shortstop, the...
Yeah, I narrowed it down to 1. I take the third baseman on. It's a little bit bigger, a little more coverage.
Fly ball to center. This should do it. Dexter Fowler starts back, comes in, makes the catch. And the Astros able to take 2 out of 3 here in Minnesota. And with that win, the Astros have now won 11 of their last 15 games. Houston Astros playing some good baseball. They are 8 games under the 500 mark and moving in the right direction. And enjoy the celebration. And I think, as Blummer said, that celebration will likely continue on the flight on to Arizona this evening.